And we're on. We're unmuted. We're here to go. They can probably hear you if you talk.
Okay, well, now I'm checking.
Howdy,
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
howdy, howdy.
Oh, it's not fucking game capture. Dang it. I thought I changed it on this one as well. It's still stuck on Hades. At least they can hear at least they can hear it, I think.
Yeah.
I'm more surprised with my OBS whenever it actually properly captures a game with a game capture and not a window capture.
Yeah. I have a display and a game capture just in case one isn't working and I just need to really quickly swap to the other. But we are here. We are live. We're playing some Citizen Sleeper. Welcome back for anyone who ends up tuning in or watching VOD or is here now. I am joined by, at least for now, our lovely Aqua Sylph and Burnout Vaughn. And hopefully we'll have our Key Ink Ray joining us here shortly at some point. But until such a time, it is the three of us. Would either of y'all like to... Oh, yeah. Huh? Sorry, right.
Oh no, just holding down the fort.
We are doing exactly that. Aqua, do you want to introduce yourself at all?
Sure. I'm Aqua Sylph. Artist, nerd, gamer, fae creature in disguise. Aside from that, yeah, I don't know. Brain dead. It's the Mondays. I
It's
swear.
the Mondays.
It's the Mondays. But
Mondays
that's
will
me.
get you. I'm feeling you. This week is a very stressful week for me. I have a thing on Wednesday, and I am basically
okay.
filling my week as much as possible, like every single moment prior to Wednesday, so that I don't have to think about it.
Right, yeah.
So we're holding on. We're hanging in there.
Meanwhile, I did the only thing that was important in my week like 2 hours ago, so now I just need to sit back and wait to hear from them.
Oh,
nice.
my envy with that. I wish it was over. I wish it was done. Whenever I get to like the last couple days prior to having to go out and do something, I'm always just like, why didn't I schedule it for 2 days earlier so I could just be done with it? I hate doing things. But speaking of hating doing things, we are going to be in a cyberpunk setting here. This is Citizen Sleeper, for anyone who hasn't checked it out before. If you've watched the previous episode, you kind of know the vibe. It is based off of a couple different D6 systems in the TTRPG. Primarily, as far as I can tell, there's a lot of Fate influence with how the pass-fail system works. which I think is very interesting, and I love me a good dice system. This is pretty cool little, mainly visual novel style storytelling that was introduced to me by our lovely guest here, Burnout Vaughn. Vaughn, do you have any introductions you want to give yourself?
Hi, I'm Burnout Vaughn. I'm the guy who organizes way too many D&D games just so I can have my friends meet my other friends and then become friends.
It works.
Yeah. But yeah, I discovered this game because, and referred it to you because we both share a love for Kill 6 Billion Demons art, which inspires this artist who does everything in this game very heavily.
Very heavily. I love the artist that does this game as well, and there is definitely an influence from Abaddon / Tom Parkinson Morgan, who is in my opinion, one of the best modern graphical artists.
Oh yeah.
There is something about a style that doesn't strive for perfection that I just slather over. I love a good rough line.
Oh yeah, and then also putting in the time and effort to have all the little visual cues and incongruities and stuff that give so much character to the when they make a person.
And they don't really super try to stick on model. They have when they offer expressions for characters, they're very, very expressive, and it's something I genuinely, and we have done so, Vaughn and I could gush about that art style for hours, so that might be a stream in and of itself for some point. But do you want to introduce yourself at all?
No, I'm pretty good. I think I'm starting to come to the point now where I'm in enough of my other friends spheres that people know me by at least a certain reputation at this point.
Yeah, no, super fair and valid. If you somehow are watching this, you have found me, and you've most likely found me via one of the other lovely people I work with. And if you're here, thanks for watching. Otherwise, let us continue game. Operator, Cycle 14.
I would like to know something, since you like this system, they actually expand on the sequel.
I kind of figured. Yeah, I could tell that they were testing it out in this system, in this one, and I'm really excited to see what changes they make in a second. Go. Okay, Aqua.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna hit you with some mechanics real fast.
Okay.
These are our dice. At the beginning of every day, we get a bunch of different dice. The different dice affect how well we have a chance at doing something. So ones and twos it's a 50% chance for a negative result, 50% chance for a neutral result. Neutral result means just do the thing, no major benefits, it just gets done. A 3 and a 4 give you a 50% chance, or 25% chance for a positive, 25% chance for a negative, 50% chance for neutral. 5, 50% chance for neutral, 50% chance for positive, and a full 6 is, I believe it is 100% chance positive. That is our.
Oh yeah.
That is our. We get one full success. So we stopped here. We have this little thing below it is our energy. If we ever run out of energy, we start taking damage, which means we got to go find some food, and that'll be the first thing we do today. Stability up here is kind of like our health. It will constantly go down every single day. And if certain things go wrong, we have to pay an absolute butt ton of money in order to fix it at the local, or with our hookup, basically. And you'll meet them. That is real quick.
Hospital.
Yeah, that's real quick, those mechanics. These are our currency. We have cryo and ship mine fragments. We're currently gathering ship mine fragments so that we can A, fix our friend's ship, the Ambergris, as well as B, we have another job to help our son out. Our son, who is a robot child, we want to help him out, and he needs ship mines to be helped out.
Robo-child.
Here, I will show you
he's gonna-
RoboChild really briefly. Oh no, I think we can't show RoboChild right now.
Yeah.
He's robo-shy.
He is RoboChild.
Well, actually, he's being hunting.
he is being hunted. This is our
No.
data. This is our data. We have a bunch of different data systems, and these are used to unlock other things.
Okay.
If we go here, if we press this button, it this is basically the psi net. This is the psychic connection to everything, and this is where we start to like. This is where we can get a lot of data, and this is where a like secondary mechanic in the game kind of works out. Whenever you do something in the psi net, this thing called the Hunter is chasing us. Every time you do it, it goes up, and when you full 6, you have an encounter with the Hunter.
Okay.
So
okay.
the next time we do something in this, we will have an encounter with the Hunter. Just as an awareness. We have one more day before this guy tries to blackmail us. And we kind of have to do it since he's a bounty hunter after us.
He can legally sell us back into slavery.
He
fun.
He can. We are basically corporate eye slave. We are a person who was down on their luck, so they sold their like mental brain scan to be used and like implanted into a robot, so that they have so that this company has a slave basically, and the person's still out there. They use that to pay off their debt, and we're basically a copy of that person who is out here, and we escaped, and we're trying to. You basically sell a piece of yourself into slavery.
Yeah.
And to make sure that you stay in as a slave, they have built-in genetic, genetic. I'm trying to think of the actual term. Designed obsolescence into your genetic code.
Yeah.
That's why we.
Yeah. Go ahead.
That's why we need every so often to go get stuff for our stable, which is an injection that basically rewrites proprietary like DNA as software.
So that is,
Get the next-
yeah, we have planned obsolescence. It's the whole, like, our organs aren't our own. We have bio-organs, and we will start to reject, because we're like a bio-organism kind of situation, like a
Actually,
biomechanical.
Go up to the top, you can show them, because it'll show the picture of the one we picked.
This is us. We picked the the most servingest of the 3.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that is the TLDR on the game really quickly. Before we do anything else, I'm gonna go to Emphis, our buddy. This is where we get our food. I'm gonna get us some energy. Yum yum, Fungus Fan.
Fungus among us.
We want to go talk. This is Fang. We love Fang. Fang is a generational freedom fighter.
Okay.
As you arrive, Fang comes striding towards you, taking you by surprise. Ray!
Taking
You
us
made
by
it just in
surprise,
time.
Ray!
We just caught up. Aqua, we're just starting.
Yes.
Ligisp.
Ligisp.
All right, I'll go back to doing voices for characters. Let's go, Sleeper.
He puts a hand on you, on your shoulder, and turns you back the way you came. I've been having Ray and, mostly Ray make a lot of the decisions, while...
Because it was my first time.
Yep, while Vaughn and I do a lot of the voicing. Aqua, you're welcome to do any amount of that you would like. But I would like you and Ray to collaborate on the decision making.
Yeah.
Okay, we can do that.
Go where?
Be Hardenhurst.
He gives you a sideways glance.
Isn't that what you are here for?
He steps into the passageway, guiding you down ring towards the shipyard.
Sorry for the hurry, but we have something of an opportunity. That data you ripped, well done, by the way.
He grins.
Tells me Hardin is making a rare inspection of the side rail horizon of the cycle. It's the perfect chance to confront him outside of that compound he hides in.
Feng takes a sharp turn onto a dimly lit side passage.
The horizon, I think, was what I picked last.
Still catching up? That's the massive colony ship being built out in the shipyard. Biggest commission Heaven Age has ever had.
Feng slows and slips into a dark service tunnel where, somewhere in the black, a water pipe drips.
It's him, Sleeper. The same Hardin Hurst. Our worm ripped out decades of records that mention him by name, an entire trail of documentation from the first day of Solheim's collapse until now. He wrote out the whole thing, slipped into Heaven Age when it first broke off from the Union.
He paces in the tunnel, a hand rubbing at the back of his head.
I need you to understand something about Solheim, Sleeper. I don't know what you know about the collapse, but it wasn't as instant as it sounds. It wasn't like Solheim was here running the station one day, and the next day Erlen Union took power. Back then, Solheim knew this place was slipping away from them. As the palladium market collapsed, they tried to keep the contractors here working. The pay got smaller, the costs higher. People like my parents were forced to work non-stop just to keep a berth on the station and water in their tanks. Solheim squeezed every last worker until the mistakes, the accidents, were coming in non-stop. And as a new wave of contractors came in, desperate for work, Solheim welcomed them, taking bribes instead of checking pilot licenses. The whole time Solheim was folding up, dragged into court cases in the central system, while this ever limb of a station still desperately tried to take all it could. The riots came after the collision at Dock 2.A. Young pilot, his MEV, overloaded with palladium, miscalculated his trajectory, and took out a section of the ring. Hundreds died, thousands panicked. My parents told me people were terrified, and the blame fell squarely on Solheim. People like to tell stories about Erlen, how he brought the factions together, spoke to the crowds, turfed out Solheim. Maybe that's true, but my mother, pregnant with me, locked herself in their MEV and welded it to the docks while my father joined an impressive crew trying to seal up the ragged edges of the gap. He never came back.
Feng pauses in the dark.
They sealed it up, though. And by the time they did, Solheim was gone, abandoning everyone, none of us to the black, apart.
Feng finally turns back to you now, his eyes burning.
From shits like Hardin, shits who held their place, rode it out, and slipped into the new structure like nothing changed, standing shoulder to shoulder with those they had exploited at every step.
Feng starts walking again.
That's why I can't just let him strut about the shipyard. This time, his past catches up with him.
Go ahead and choose this time, Aqua.
Let's see.
Yeah, y'all should alternate.
Maybe.
I like that.
Yeah.
How is he still alive?
Clearly, you don't know much about executives. That kind of power comes with certain benefits.
Feng rejoins the main passageway, which is now wide and glass-roofed. Through the ceiling, you can see ships in mid-construction, their flanks lit by the flashes of plasma torches. The entrance to the shipyard is ahead. Right?
Let's go.
Let's go. Feng grins.
Let's go show this shithead some consequences.
He strides to the shipyard entrance and pushes through the doors. A web of corridors lead through the complex, snatches of the construction bays always appearing through windows. Ships are suspended like whale corpses, skeletal, imposing. Feng seems to know exactly where he is going, and before long you cross into a huge dry dock, blocked to one side of the side rail horizon. A network of platforms and scaffolding cling to the ship's hull, filled with workers and equipment. The sound is stretched out by the vast space so that the welding, cutting, and sealing seems to come from everywhere at once. Both you and Fang spot them at the same time. A group walking slowly across a gantry, and at the front, two men, one gesturing towards the ship and the other, stick-thin, cleanly dressed, with a shock of gray hair. You and Fang say his name in unison, and Fang sets off the upper stairways of the gantry, with you falling behind. As you come to the same level, the group is passing closer, the foreman gesturing to the work being done throughout the dock, and Hardin nodding along.
Hardenhurst!
Fang shouts across the noise, taking you by surprise. His voice bounces and comes back in a rippling echo. The figures turn.
Yes.
Hardin says quizzically, raising an eyebrow. He glances between you and Fang, and you see his gaze linger on your body, unsure of why a sleeper might be in this place.
You are a traitor, Hardin, a Solheim executive who tried to hide here among its victims.
Fang's voice is steady, strong.
You stand for everything the Eye was rebuilt in the shadow of, against everything Erlen stood for, everything Havenage stands for. You have no place on this station.
For a moment, stillness descends on the group, as if everyone held in place by the rattle of construction. Hardin laughs.
Well, good to meet you, too.
He glances around at those around you. Some are smiling, the others nervous.
Are you from the systems branch? Are you not?
Asks Hardin, inspecting Fang's clothing. Fang turns to the foreman. You need... Oh, sorry. I don't know why I do that sometimes.
We're only human. Except for the sleeper.
We're only human after all.
You need to call your security. This man is a corporate agent.
The foreman glances between Fang and Hardin, his hands drumming at his sides. Hardin leans in and says something inaudible. The foreman nods. Aqua
Stay silent.
stays silent. Fang holds up a stick of memory.
You guessed right. I am systems. And I have the records that link you directly to Solheim right here.
He turns to the foreman again.
So, once again, I am asking you to take this man into custody of the shipyard.
The foreman remains still. Hardin's voice is calm, measured.
If you have such data, why hasn't it been submitted at a members meeting for proper review?
He shakes his head.
I have nothing to hide, unlike a man who does not announce his name, who enters my shipyard with corporate property in tow, and tries to turn my own men against me.
You hear it now. The echoing sounds of boots on walkways coming from all angles at once, and then settling behind you.
Please,
Says Hardin.
submit the data through the correct channels, then we can talk. For now, however, you must leave.
He gestures behind you to the security detail, their hands on boxy black sidearms at their sides. Fang spits.
Hardin, you shithead! You can't wriggle out of this one!
A security officer draws their weapon and levels it. Fang turns and stares him down.
We're not a strong individual. We're brainy.
We've mostly been going brainy, mostly been going peaceful. The only
Yeah.
time we didn't was when we were running from the bounty hunter.
Yeah. Calm, because I know I don't have the fucking stats for.
You look
yeah,
at
no,
Fang.
like,
He shakes
What's
his
that?
head and puts a hand on your shoulder. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah, no, the one time we've like stuck up for ourselves and got us pistol whipped in the back of the head.
Multiple
Yeah.
times, I might add.
Yep. All right, let's go.
Says Fang. He pushes through security, heading back down the walkway. Once security has walked you out of the shipyard and nudged you back into the corridor, Fang picks up pace. You try to keep up as he slips into the shadows of an entrance. Fang is grinning ear to ear.
You know, Sleeper, sometimes people are exactly how you expect them to be.
Something pings in his pocket and he takes it out. On the slate, a web of connections starts drawing itself out, stretching to a set of points around the ring.
Got him.
Mutters Fang. Aqua.
What
Oh,
is
you're
that?
That, Sleeper, is something our worm added to Hardin's personal slate. We are tracking his outgoing messages.
Fang's grin looks ghostly in the uplight of his screen.
The old ways are the best. Spook them good enough, and they'll give you the game, and they'll give the game away.
He jabs at the slate, and you see a web is being drawn over the map of the ring, lines bouncing from point to point.
All these dots, these are Hardin's buddies, the ones he's messaging right now, and we are going to find them all.
That was on purpose.
Of course, Hardin isn't working alone. We need the full set or nothing. We need the full set or nothing.
Fang glances around and slips the slate back into his pocket.
We better split for now, though. Better split for now, Sleeper. But this is exactly what we need. Good hunting.
With a pat on your shoulder, Fang drifts away, back into the flow of people around the shipyard entrance. You watch him go, unsure whether to be angry or impressed. Fang's Bay.
Everything I thought was kind of cool about the next game is while this game is like a traditional like space station style like sci-fi future, what you would think of, the next game is so far out in space that everything is going off of like microgravity, so everyone has to learn how to float around in space.
Do flips and shit.
Doing flips and shit, getting splashing. So we are one away from Yard Hand. I think we should try to do one of these.
Yeah, this will unlock another character. Like I think this is one of the two options that I think is one of the canon endings.
So what I think
But we
we
also
should
need to see what nodes we have available.
yeah,
to us
but I
for this
think we
next
should
game.
just do this one out the gate.
Okay.
Because threes
The
are pretty.
assist.
Yeah, because threes are pretty nice and the others are more useful. But we can check the nodes real quick. Is there anything we're looking for node wise?
Oh, that's right. I
Yeah.
need to get
we need
reintroduced to, like,
we need
OP.
ship mines for him or for our son, which we can only get from no, this is
The
just
other one
scrap
behind us.
components now. It's the one that isn't here. We have to get it from this ship that comes in, and they only come in every once in a while.
Okay.
There's
okay.
some other stuff, but we haven't unlocked it. Like go all the way far back, but not to where you got to leave the ring, like the pole. Unlocking
there-
stuff here will unlock some places where you can buy some things.
What do we need here?
So this is scale the spoke and enter the spoke. This is just actions. There's nothing we need there. This is another like unlocks more area, but it's 150 cryo to unlock it. So very
okay.
expensive. I think this is just another food spot that we can get food. No, this is where we can work here if we want to work here instead.
Yeah, well, the benefit of working there is that, and I didn't even.
This
notice
is
until I got
it.
to, like,
Having a
That's what we need.
yeah. This is the thing where we were looking for. Yep.
Okay, so we're looking for daggers.
But the thing I remember about that one place that we were just at is it's actually a job, but they feed you on the job, so you get both money and energy from there. But it's not a lot of money.
That's actually pretty cool. That makes a lot of sense. Here's a Yadigan agent. 1 or
Okay,
3.
so-
We can use our 1 here.
Yeah.
Also be right, because I think we're pretty close to a hunting.
Yep. We are close to hunting. This is a hunting for us. The hunter. Those familiar threads wrap around you, bind you, test you. Entity, submit. Hunter's strange head bobs in your vision. Your ally in the sealed dock cannot save you. In that globed head, you see the whirling strings of data. So many spinning there that they threaten to tear out through the thin skin and whip out into the void around. What happened to this creature? The threads squeeze you, and you lose any sympathy you might have had. You must escape. You lash out once more, pushing the hunter back, severing threads that regrow as fast as they are broken. As you slip away, you realize you have found a way to deal with this hunter once and for all. You have to find a way to deal with this hunter once and for all. This is getting too dangerous. Ooh. That took out a
Okay.
decent amount of our stability.
That means that we're gonna have one less dice when we next rest.
Yep, when we next rest. Well then.
I don't think you're gonna need. At this point, you already have, I think, enough of what you need for the Yadigan data. And that'll advance the story. After that, it just becomes something that you can, once the hunter's dealt with, you can just constantly mine and then sell it information.
Gotcha. It'll become money as opposed to story.
Yeah. Though, at the end level of this game, money becomes basically meaningless. You basically get several forms of stable income, so you never have to really worry about it. Like, at the end of the last game, I had 3 full things of stabilizers I hadn't used. Because they were just, well, I got these, but I'm taking care of myself, and I don't really need them.
Yeah. Because it's mostly like, these 2s, we're not going to use these 2s on...
Yeah, that's kind of why I'm doing these. I'm finding spots to do them in that are useful. Keynote.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Alright, and now we can go back to the real world.
Yeah, and we are hooking as far as these go. We have gotten through a lot of them. We have 1 Have an Age agent down here to do. And then we have the Yadigan agents up here, and then this last keynode, I think. Yeah, that's it.
We're done.
And this keynode is 1 or 3. We could technically, but I don't want to.
Yeah, that was that
I want to use
success.
that 3.
So yeah, you see it on the shipyard.
Yeah, we should check out the shipyard.
Before we rest, I would definitely say go drop off that Yadigan data.
Oh, most definitely, yeah. I mean, we're going to use that 6 before we rest as well. Yo, finished. Yard hand. Let's go.
Woohoo!
These are new things. New things. Have an Age offices. Lemon Mina, worker and daughter. I just want to see what the Have an Age offices give. Tracking Yadigan. Ooh. Interesting. So
occasionally
this
get
is
extra
where
ship
you,
mine
yeah,
card.
that's where you get pay from.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
then fragments
you-
supply.
Okay, we don't want to use either of these right now.
No.
Mm-mm, no.
I will tell you, back by downtown where we just were talking about the job that can pay and feed you. The
Mhm.
building right next to that, there's a merchant in there that deals in corporate data, so that's where you sell Havenage data.
Got it. That makes sense. Your job is to lay into these systems. Junior Tech Systems is looking for new members. Prove yourself. Well, just me. Side row. So we can come back later and do this one. But start working on this, I think, is a good idea. We might fucks with it this time, but I want to see what other things we have, and I want to meet Lemon Mina first. From the
way to do a wholesome voice.
From the walkway, the sidereal horizon looks impossibly vast. A landscape of plating and frames all along her flanks. Torches flicker, drones maneuver, arc lights glint. The sense of scale, of industry, is both stunning and strangely unsettling.
She's quite beautiful, I think.
From the walk... Oh yeah, that is just the same thing. You turn to see a figure a little way down the walkway. Leaning at the railing, he is thin, ragged. His work gear poorly fitting and loose. The torches of Sidereal Horizon flicker in his eyes as he turns to you.
Lem.
He leans back from the rail, revealing the child standing beside him. Staring out at the ship,
and this is Mina.
he adds with a smile.
Hi, Mina.
This is... Okay. I was like, wait, which one of us is it?
She stares and tucks herself behind Lem, who dutifully picks her up.
She's a little slow to trust. Aren't you, Mina?
She buries her face in the folds of his overalls. Mina looks out from Lem's chest. A dark brown eye twinkling among the rough material.
You working on her, then?
Lem asks eagerly, gesturing towards the vast ship.
Or just admiring?
He shifts Mina's weight to his other arm. Aqua.
Working.
Me too.
He flashes a Havenage pass.
I knew it just to look at you. I mean,
He stumbles a little over his words, not wanting to be misunderstood.
you look like a worker.
She's
Mina and my...
Oh yeah, that's you.
How?
Go ahead.
She's
I
Mina
said
and
how.
my...
I'm sorry.
Yeah. She's Mina and my ticket out of this place. Our escape vector, so to speak. You haven't heard? Anyone who takes a Havenage contract on the Sidereal Horizon will be entered into a draw for the transit support crew.
He smiles.
We won't get to sleep. We won't get to sleep the journey through, but a couple of decades of service will be enough for me and Mina if it means landfall on a new world.
Decades?
He winks.
It's a long trip.
He straightens up, stretching his back.
That's a colony ship, friend. The Celis Foundation is sending thousands of people to settle a system well outside the reach of the core worlds. It'll be totally independent colony. No surrogacy, no corporations.
Raised
Or
her.
was it me?
He.
Why is it here?
Why build it here, you mean?
He grins.
Don't ask me. I know as much as Mina about that.
He ruffles Mina's hair thoughtfully.
I suppose many corporations weren't too happy about breaking with the idea of surrogacy, setting out somewhere without it feeding back to the core. Maybe Celis got locked out of the corporation shipyard and had to go begging for somewhere to set up. Homeless, just like Mina and me.
Mina responds by pushing his hand away. Daddy, she whispers, food. Pulling an exaggerated, grumpy face, she glances furtively at you, and she plays with a set of dog tags that hang from Lem's neck.
I'm just chatting a little, meanie. Give Daddy a sec.
He turns back to you, and you suddenly notice how tired he looks.
I'm not in the Haven Age crew yet, but I'll work my way in. You can do it too, friend. We have to stick together.
He smiles a little shakily, and you wonder how long he's been working to break into the official shipyard crew.
I'm working on it.
He looks out at the side rail horizon, as if trying to pull energy from those flickering torches from the vast hull.
We've got to hold out, okay?
You aren't quite sure if he is talking to you.
That's how it works.
While he stares out, Mina catches your eye curiously.
Raised her.
Oh, it's my turn?
Yeah.
Stay silent.
You always pick Stay Silent. If you ever play Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous, there's an achievement for always choosing Stay Silent.
Oh, really? Okay.
I'm talking to a
Good to
child,
know.
fuck you.
No, how dare you?
I always talk to children. It's a thing for me in games. I always talk to kids. She straightens up and meets your eye.
Daddy loves me.
She says it stubbornly, daring you to question her. Lem smiles and lifts Mina.
That's it. We hold on.
He smiles sheepishly at you.
We're just a couple of softies, isn't that right, Mina?
He sets her down. Standing by his side, she clings to his leg.
Gotta go feed this one.
He pats her back.
Maybe see you on shift, huh?
He turns, and they walk down the walkway, away from the shipyard. You see them talking, and a moment later, Mina turns around and stops. See you, robot! Her shout echoes down the walkway, and she flashes you a parting smile before running up to catch up with Lem. You watch them a little before you turn back to the impossible scale of the side rail horizon. A ticket out. New discovery! We have a new drive! This is complete. We've only completed a couple. Win a side rail ticket. Pathan's Tab. Get to know Emphas. Get Sabine out. Free Neovet. Fix the ambergris. Disable your tracker. Build a ship mine. We're working on a lot of them.
So much multicasting.
Trust me, it's only when you get like the very far in game that you have less than 3 at any given time.
Yeah. Oh, level up!
Wubba. Alright, what do we need?
So we just got we have the basic ability for engineer and for engage, right? So we can get a positive in either of those, or we can cancel out our minus on endure.
I
can
think
get
we're fine on
the-
endure.
Yeah, we can get the. We've been rolling with a low endure playthrough, which I kind of like. We can get the intuit ability, which displays potential positive and negatives outcomes for things, which I think is kind of cool. But it does take away a little bit of the what's going to happen from it, which is fun for what we're doing here. We can get a positive in either engineer or engage. I think a positive engage would be pretty interesting.
Oh yeah, no, like I spent like both this game and the other game realizing that the two that you always want to at least have at least a point in is intuit and engage. They're the skills that get used the most, especially when it gets
Yeah.
more skill based in the next game.
Yeah, I think engage is a good
Yeah,
thing to have a
we'll
positive.
up engage now. I think I do want to get this intuit point at some point. Like I do want to get this, but
Right.
we'll upgrade.
I still want it to be mysterious
Well-
about what
well,
kind
also-
of outcomes.
Instant karma is easily the best ability in the game.
That is
Because that
very
just
Gotcha.
nice.
Reroll all of your dice.
Yeah,
once
but we
per
would
cycle.
have to get this to do it.
Yeah.
I'm just pointing that out because you do like Intuit.
I do like Intuit. Ray does not like Intuit, and this is a group playthrough.
Yeah.
Mhm. I know.
I like
I just-
Intuit. I also like Endure. Like my playthrough would be my playthrough Intuit and Endure.
Oh, you're gonna love the second game because I played an operator in the second game, and the second game, instead of having a negative, so you have to like buy your way out of it, they just lock one of the 5 skills, and so I had to play the entire game with no endure.
Nice.
Cheesy.
In that case, we are checking out what we have a 6. So my suggestion with the 6 would be we blow it on my wife at the Overlook, and make some money. Which I
Yeah,
want to
we're
see.
gonna need that.
What's the good service? So this would be getting more positives in good service, which is moving us towards a goal there. We can before we rest, I'm just gonna do this really quickly before I forget. All right,
We just
cool.
need one more.
We just need one more. This is play top block maintenance. We could do block maintenance a little bit if we want people to recognize us as a low ender. That could be cool. That could be good. Or we go to the free spoke and we start working on spoke climber.
Oak Climber would be very useful because it's something you have to do eventually to also deal with Hunter.
I will say we have the scale the spoke. Both of them upgrade spoke climber. So we have a +1 engage now, meaning if we get lower dice on a future day, we can do this one easier. This one's dangerous, which means it'll have a better benefit, and we have a full success.
Yeah,
so
I
since we
think
have
if
to
we
do
use
this
the
one, yeah,
Yeah.
I think since we have to do this one anyways, and this is a full success on a danger, I think that's a good move. Boom! Boom, baby!
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Alright. So that is all we can do for the day. All cycles must end. Ooh,
That's a really
that is a pretty good spread right there.
Hell yeah.
All right, that is a 1. I want to check out really quickly in here because I think we might be able to finish the.
Yeah, again, it's up a little higher. There you go. Yeah.
What's this one? This is Have an Age Agent. This one, I'm just double checking. That's Have an Age Agent.
Yeah, Yatagans are only near the very back downtown area.
I just
because
want to
that's-
double check. Ooh, this is
Yeah.
new. This is new. Oh, it's a different Yatigan agent. Interesting. So there are 2 Yatigan agents left. Potentially. And then this is a keynote also for a 1. Yeah, I'm just going to grab this Yatigan agent.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we got 5 cryo.
5 cry out of that one, yeah. Heck yeah. Heck
Right.
yeah. Alright. That's just new. So many shipments. What's one diverted package? So we can steal a shipment. That's interesting. Midline ship. Okay, so we can only do that a certain number of times before people start to get suspicious.
Gotcha.
There's no dangerous downsides to that one because at one point I was just like fuck around and find out, but it's limited. You get a slight bit of good resources. I'm trying to remember what you actually get out of it, or if it's
We
just
need to
money,
be
but you
skilled
get
up
some
as
things.
Don't have to lift.
I don't think we should try this.
Yeah,
just
I
yet.
was just checking it out more than anything else. Before we do anything else, I'm going to drop some data off here so we can finish this section.
Yeah.
Hadigan yacked. As you turn away from the terminal, the final cache of Yadigan data uploaded, they are crackles with white noise. Sleeper. I believe I was
Yeah,
doing
correct.
Sabine yet. Sabine's voice, weaker than before, comes through the haze.
Sabine?
A sigh of relief comes through the layers of noise. The call must be coming in from somewhere on the station. This has to be short. I don't know if Yadigan are monitoring me. Their voice is hushed, distant. You try to focus on it. The data you've been bringing in from Yadigan agents. There's something in it I don't understand. A shrill howl rattles through the signal. This data is all gleaned from their implants, records of integration with their nervous systems, performance analysis, error rates, usage data. I installed many of these implants, and I didn't enable any of this functionality. Their voice dips under a level of the noise, like a swimmer slipping beneath water. You listen to the waves a few seconds before Sabine reemerges. Has to be somehow baked into their wetwares interface. And that's not all. The systems compiling this data are connected to some kind of transmission protocol. It's being broadcast. Aqua.
I kind of want to be like, stay silent.
Every Yadigan enforcer is equipped with black market implants, retinal enhancements, adrenal boosters, pain suppressors. These implants are gathering data on themselves, the enforcers' bodies, on their performance. But I can't promise you these foot soldiers have no idea this is going on. The background tone switches, dropping to a grainy grumble. If they knew. I don't imagine they would be happy with the situation. Yadigan could have a mutiny on their hands. You lean towards the terminal, straining to listen to Sabine's faint voice. I need a few cycles to pull this all together, but this might be the information I need to pressure Yannick into releasing my debt. Right?
Yinkin? What is that word?
Yannick.
Yannick.
He's one of the heads of Yadigan. They pause. It's better you don't know it. Keep it that way. Suddenly, a banging echoes through the call. Sabine's voice is suddenly whispered, panicked. I have to go. Come back in 4 cycles. And the sharp crack of a disconnect in the silence fills the apartment.
Oh, in 4 cycles, I get to voice one of the coolest looking characters.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
You step back from the terminal. What does Yadigan have to gain from monitoring its own members? You try to recall what you know about the gang, and you have little to go on. You think of Toshiro, Sabine's minder, his mirrored teardrop influence, Sepalo hard eyes. What data could they be gathering? And more importantly, where are they sending it? You reflexively, drop something. You reflexively rub your forehead, trying to think. Can you really trust Sabine? How did they come to be Yadigan's doctor in the first place? You think of their kindness, their care, but also that glazed look of recognition they gave you when they first met you. That look stays in your mind as you slip out of the apartment, glancing around you as you close it up and drift into the corridors of the station, unable to shake the unpleasant sensation of being observed. 4 cycles. Gotta wait. We gotta... Okay, that could have been much worse.
Yeah, it always feels like it's gonna be like breaking the bank when you have to pay him off. But the game actually paced it out that if you just keep on top of getting money, you can usually not be too bad for having to pay this off.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
I can't believe you just did that.
Ethan's mocking laugh comes from along the bar. You look over to see him leaning across it in a pool of light, empty glasses and spilled drinks glinting around him. It's always dark in the compressor, but this cycle, the place is packed with a load of spacers mixing with the locals.
Usually, they run.
Ethan spins a glass on the bar.
Or they go spend their savings on some local heavy I have to put down. They don't pay.
Walk away.
Walk away.
I'm done. Walk away. Ethan gets to his feet. The glass falls and smashes, but he doesn't seem to notice.
You think that's it? One round of drinks and we are even? Sleeper, come on.
His hand comes to rest on the butt of his handgun, dangling from his chest holster.
What's wrong with you?
Ethan laughs hard, and the people around him turn to see what's happening.
You think this is on me? I think someone in your position might have a better idea of how this all works. I'm a freelancer, Sleeper, just like you. We both signed a contract with SNARP, didn't we? The difference is that my word means something.
He closes the gap, stumbling a little.
What'd you think? You could just run away from your contract, your debt? You could just steal that natty little body of yours and take it for a joyride? Play human for a cycle or two?
Aqua.
Oh, did we lose an Aqua?
Do we lose
I was
him?
gonna say, sorry. I couldn't remember. I had a brain fart. Sorry. You don't understand.
It's you, Sleeper, that doesn't understand. Some of us pay our debts, but it's all the harder because of idiots like you. Though, I should thank you
Ethan nods, his head heavy.
for giving me such an easy job. I'm used to outlaws, you know? Real bounties. If I knew catching sad little escapees like you was so easy, I would have changed clients ages ago.
Someone shouts from the back of the bar for Ethan to shut up. He holds a finger in that general direction without turning around.
Shoot me or let me leave.
Oh, I see. Toughening up here.
He gestures wildly at the crowd.
Thumbs up or thumbs down, folks. Most turn her back. Sorry.
Most turn back to their drinks, no longer interested in this tired show. Ethan mutters insults as he walks back to the bar. Ethan sits down heavily on the stool and searches through the glasses for one with something left in it.
The thing is, Sleeper, I can find you anywhere. It's actually wild that you haven't figured it out. That body isn't yours, and it will always betray you, no matter what.
He finds a glass and downs the contents.
So please, go. I'll catch up with you whenever I need a drink.
He laughs and taps the bar for another drink. Ray.
Oh, it's me? I thought it was Aqua.
Aqua just went.
Oh, leave.
You turn on your heel and are out. Out of the cloying dark, you see the sweat stench of the compressor. You walk hard and fast down the walkway, anger driving your footfalls into the metal of the rim like hammers.
Fuck that guy.
Your drive complete. +1 upgrade point. Let's go.
Oh yeah! Now we can actually go for the
Are you okay if I do the Intuit thing?
Like,
Or do you want to start, or do you want to up engineer and then start saving up? And want to just keep it blank on these?
Like, how much do we need into it? Like, how much do we really need it?
We don't need it. I think in a lot of the Intuit actions are pretty cool. And I also think the instant karma ability seems very, very cool.
Yeah, it seems very powerful. Let's see, all cryo actions are discounted, and then Agent nodes give.
double data rewards.
Which that one is kind of, it's diminishing returns.
Yeah, because eventually that's just going to be money.
Yeah. Let's see. So yeah, let's go for.
I think this is
Intuit
pretty
then.
cool.
Which one? What?
The engineer upgrade. Use scrap components at home to repair condition.
It
That
does
is
come in
pretty
handy.
good.
Because photosynthetic skin, like for Endure, that's not even good at all because you literally have to still waste a dice on it, so it's still a failure. So you could be out of luck on energy and then still lose a good dice.
Okay, then no endure. So Intuit if we're gonna do any of that.
Yeah, it's either we start moving into engineer, like start upping engineer, or we get into it, or we start saving up.
Let's up engineer.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think that's a very safe use of it. We will use that. Fang, all right, so we're waiting on Fang. We're waiting on Sabine. We need to start making some money.
We also need to work on getting another dose.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. We need money for that because it's I think
There's some jobs. Also, we need to keep an eye on the shipyards.
200 now? 100, but still. We do need to keep an eye on shipyards. We still have a little bit before that one comes through. I'm gonna use one of our successes on this, or one of these on this because I love my wife.
Yeah. Go for it.
I miss my wife tails.
I'm actually gonna use this one because that ups it to a 5.
Nice.
Whoa! Let's go! Let's go! Big
Do you wanna
money.
Use any of these anywhere else?
We could use one here to get a little bit of food too.
Okay, food and money.
Yeah, food and money. This ups that to a 4, which is pretty
Nice.
good.
Well, that one though over there, I don't think that gives you food and money. I think it's the other one specifically.
Oh, this one? Well, that's Endure. So we'd probably
use
we'd
the
have to
5.
use our 5 for that. But
Yeah.
I just want to see. I want to try this one once. Yo!
Nice.
Like I told you, it's basically there for you need to get a little of both. You're not going to get much for cryo, but you do get pretty much topped off.
Yeah, no, that is very nice. That's very
I
nice.
was so mad I didn't realize that until like literally at the point where money meant nothing to me.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'll say that one, we either go for the spoke or we work on side reel.
The side reel's the longest one because this is just going to get you up to the point to where you are basically just doing these is going to unlock another one of these and then the biggest one of these. So this one takes a long time.
I do like we should get started on it, and I do like the idea that we've been getting better at engineering.
Yes.
Like, we've been working on ships since we got here. We've constantly improved our engineering. I really like the interfacer becoming an engineer story we kind of got going.
Yeah. We're still brainy.
Ooh. Negative outcome. Happens.
Ruh-roh.
Ruh-roh. We can only fail 3 times or else we're not allowed. We didn't get any progress on here. That's not great.
Ruh-roh. Now we know. That we need to have
I mean,
higher...
we did a 75% chance on that one, so I think we
Yeah.
can only risk it one more time. Alright. All cycles must end.
No one's come to visit us.
No one has come to visit us. I'm going to really quickly run an ad break while I go to the restroom real quick, as we have just started a new day. I will BRB, everyone.
I also want
Uh,
to tell Aqua so they
yeah.
probably don't know.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
feel free to fill Aqua in on any of the stuff involved in this game. I will be right back.
So you can get, as you move up in station life, you unlock a few other places to live.
Mhm.
But we are still in our first place to live, which is a shipping container base that was given to us by the guy who pulled us out of space.
Ah, okay.
So we're literally sitting in there with a mylar blanket, a hot plate, and like a pot to brew water in.
Mm-hmm. Roughing it.
Which, in all honesty, is better treatment than most people give us as a sleeper.
Yeah. How you liking it so far, Aqua?
It's interesting. I do like the dialogue and the back and forth, though, and it's like just kind of slowly building,
Oh yeah, no.
mostly through the characters.
Oh yeah, no. The next game is even more character focused, and the writing is to die for.
I was gonna say with like, does it typically does it open up more, or is it more like a slow build?
It is a slow build technically, but because there's a very much ramping threat, a different kind of threat than say what Ethan is like to us. But there's a constant threat for the majority of the game, and
Yeah.
so it's like balancing. You can only stay in one place so long, and once you figure out exactly how long that is, then it's a matter of, okay, can I get this done within like 3 cycles? No? Okay, then I got pull up spikes and go to it somewhere else and reset the timer, because if I stay there any longer, I might not have to. It'll be less about worrying about my condition and more about possibly dying.
Yeah.
It's a really good game that it keeps attention on you, so where you focus on being in the sleeper's mind while also having really strong interactions with the people that you interact with.
Yeah.
And also a bunch of the characters from this game end up in the next game having moved on their lives and gotten off the station.
Oh, nice. So you actually
Yeah.
get to see some progress.
Yeah. I'm actually mad though, because I ended this one of the story routes in this game. You can technically end with at least in your head, you have just entered a polycule with 2 very, very attractive women.
Oh.
But then when you see but since that's not canon, it's only those 2 who actually end up leaving. And when you meet the girl that eventually was like, okay, I want to be a part of this. I want this to be a thing, and then finding out that it's a polycule, it's like, oh no, I'm okay with this.
Like, this is fine. This is fine. Everything's fine.
But when you meet her again, they change her design. It's not bad, but I'm just like,
Aw.
why would you rob me? And why would you give me a bargain brand of another character I already like visually? Because they look so much like Pidge from the most recent Voltron series.
Oh, that's funny.
And I love Pidge, but it's also like, I did not want discount Pidge.
Yeah. It's like, what do you take me for?
But yeah, no, I'm actually looking forward to whenever we get one of the ship mine parts, because well, here's a run up on what we're doing. The person whose ship we're actually fixing is a merc who their ship broke down a minor bit, and they had a small company of people with them.
Mhm.
Their entire crew abandoned them and dismantled a bunch of parts of her ship just to steal for parts and money.
I have
Ah,
a theory.
okay.
I have a theory about her. I think because he just set it up there, right, Ethan? It's like they always hire some local heavy. I feel like she's gonna be the person to scare Ethan off.
I will neither confirm nor deny. I will say that her story is definitely one of the more compelling ones, and defines a certain way about where you basically when you get to the end, you're either going to burn the bridge with her almost completely, or you have made some compromises in this person's character. that you have to address,
Okay.
which I do love.
That's very interesting. Okay. Plans for this day. I do not want to fuck this up again. I am using this 5 + 1, 6. Start action.
Yeah.
Fuck you!
And we got money for it too, so
Yep.
that's what we need.
12, yeah, no, 12 cryo plus progress, that's good. That is good.
Yeah.
Good progress. I then move to... want to see if we can get some progress on the free spoke going. Risky, so 3 + 1 puts us at a 75% positive. With no failure mechanic on this one.
Yeah, that's the thing that's like with that other one. It's just
I
like,
didn't realize that's what that was. See, minus energy, negative outcome, all it is minus energy. That's fine. We can handle that. We can handle a little bit minus energy. We're gonna go to Emphis and get a little bit of food.
Unsurprising, having gone through all of Emphasis' story, when he tells you his actual story, it is so fulfilling.
I'm very excited to get to that. Alright. Well, that is
all of our
that.
positives.
So we have to either risk it on some... I'll risk it on wife because we have a +1, we can turn it to a 3.
yeah.
Because that's a 75% chance for non-negative. Let's go.
Nice.
Let's go. That is very good.
All right, and now to
Now we
Sage
just
the
have
Void.
one. Yeah, I don't really want to use this one on anything. We'll void it. We'll void crew it.
Might be the boy crew you later this week too.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna pop this. Extract.
And we can use that to get money.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And I know we're upping on Hunter, but like, it is what it is, right? Yeah, it's this one.
Yeah.
Yadigan data. Give me that. Alrighty. Looking pretty on money. Have a few more days to start saving up money. All cycles must end. Fading. We've just lost our second dice.
Oof.
Yeah, we need to get money for.
Yeah, we've been working on it. That is another 5.
So we're gonna go straight to that.
Go straight to this. Nice. I'm gonna be preemptive.
Immediately buy.
Because we can save it. We don't have to use it. We can save it. We can use it whenever we want. Just gonna have it in the bank. Done.
And I think we should get a little bit more cash.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think this is it's usually a very good one to. We make a decent amount of money here, and we're very close to good service being finished. So I'm gonna do this.
Yep. Nice.
My wife. Are you ready, Aqua?
Let's do it.
The Girol slides from the bottle into the lumpy recycled glass. A pale grassy yellow under the overlook's warm lights. The spacer nods and takes the drink, bringing it up to their face in both hands like an offering bowl.
We also got to explain to Aqua, in space life, the most common food ingredient, because it's the easiest to produce, is actually fungus and mushrooms.
Yep. Any
Okay,
sort
that
of
tracks.
fungus and mushroom, yeah. This
Okay.
is good stuff. The stuff Tala says is aged in wooden casks stored in some closed-off part of the old station, among corroded wires and softly looping systems, though sometimes it is hard to tell if Tala is joking. Either way, you like pouring this stuff. It gets on your fingers, and if you rub them together, you can smell the mossy drink, cut through with aniseed, mushrooms, wood, and as the alcohol evaporates. You like those who order it, too. The aged girl is kept beneath the bar, open to order only by those who know it's there, like the quiet spacer sitting at the bar now.
I'll step away for 1 second. I'll be right back.
Alrighty.
Oh, was this you or me, Ray?
I
Aqua.
think it was you.
Aqua,
Okay.
you're either way. If we are not sure, we're gonna go with Aqua because Ray was here last time.
Okay, sounds good. Let's see here. Watch the spacer.
Yeah, I'm curious about them too. They are far enough away that you can freely watch them as you close the bottle and tuck it beneath the bar. You call them a spacer because they bear the hallmarks: pale, vac-suited, bird-boned, and hunched beneath the weight of the station's spin gravity. But the closer you look, the less you see a type. Pale eyes, almost gray but kind. Delicate fingers that lightly drum the bar as if it was an instrument. A shock of black hair almost covering a forehead scar. Scars are something that you have learned to value. They are what marks your body from the hundreds, maybe thousands, who knows, of similar models that have rolled out of Essen Orb's biolabs. You find yourself rubbing one on your forearm, a rough little split, something that on the good days you might have thought of as a mark of defiance. Suddenly, you hear a heavy clunking at the door. It creaks open, and a huge cylindrical metal tank tumbles through, slamming to the floor. Shit! Tala breathes in from behind it, a whirl of hair and bright eyes. Shit, shit, shit!
Also, I'm back.
Hello.
Talia?
Sleeper! She ducks behind the bar and comes over. Hey, can you help me with this? You look at the huge metal tank suspiciously. Aqua.
Aqua?
Aqua?
My dang mic muted. My bad.
Ah, gotcha.
How did you get that up here?
Tala puts a hand on her hip. Are you gonna help me or what? You come around the bar and get to one side of the tank. Okay, says Tala. On my count. 1, 2, 3. You both heave the tank up to standing. Somehow. You hold it in place, struggling to keep it steady.
Where's this going?
In the back! Comes a voice from behind the tank. Somehow you manage to lug the huge thing into the back room, where you place it in one corner, dwarfing the rest of the contents in a cramped space. As you do, you hear a crunch. You stand back and look at the expired rations oozing out from under the tank. Oh shit! Tala looks at you apologetically. I know you like those.
That's okay.
You push the crushed rations to one side. That's the end of that. Tala looks exhausted and rubs her shoulders. Francis, I swear to...
Something up?
Yes! She sighs. You're supposed to be back from Tens, up on the Greenway by now. Back with our girl. She leans against the tank. It seems like he's got lost again, or joined the Haifa commune. We need that girl. There's 4 other bars near here, and other spaces sure as hell don't come to the Overlook for the ambiance. She looks through the open door to check if anyone can hear her. She knocks on the holotank. So I'm taking matters into my own hands. She smiles. Welcome, sleeper, to the Overlook Distillery. You look back into the dank back room.
I love the energy you had for the "so I'm taking matters in my own hands," and you put a little bit of Jack Nicholson on that.
Just a little bit, just a touch.
Let's see. What was this?
Need some. Is
Sorry,
It,
I
is
didn't
it
hear.
Aqua?
Aqua, go.
Okay. Need some work.
She picks at some paint flaking from the metal walls. Well, I might need some help, though. She shrugs. You up for it? She knocks on the tank again. Could be fun.
Happy
You don't
to
get a
help.
choice here.
I know.
Hey,
I was surprised you'd even letting me and Aqua do this part.
hey.
Right?
If there was any aspect, well, you gotta,
Yeah. Whatever.
air of choice, right? What is it? That you have to give them the illusion of free will.
Mm-hmm.
We are the wingman at gunpoint.
Yep,
Uh-huh,
wingman
yeah.
at gun. Okay. She grabs you by the shoulders. I'm excited. She turns around and looks at the tank. I reckon we chop this thing in half, one half for fermentation, the other we turn into a still. Also, we'll need to gather the ingredients. She turns back and looks at you. You look more like a chopper than a gatherer. She smiles. So, how about you build the still and the tub while I work on the rest? Oh, wait, Sleeper. I have an idea. Tala's grinning now, and it's making you nervous. To make up for the rations, how about we put a kitchen in here, too?
Will it fit?
We'll make it work. She turns back to the tank. This is gonna be great. She says to herself, you look at the dented tank and the bare room. At least she has vision. I love her.
Ray, when I played through this, you brought back the memory of. I had the exact same reaction of, will it even fit?
Tala nudges you out the back room and closes the door. As you go back to the bar, you hear the banging and thumping begin. The spacer finishes up their drink and nods in your direction as they leave. You can't quite tell if it's a gesture of sympathy or good luck. So much for a quiet shift. New drive! Oh, I gotta see it. Build the still!
Bill, oh my god.
Oh my
So much
god. Well, definitely not gonna be blowing most of her successes on that, or you know what I mean?
Just remember,
We don't need to do our bigger successors should go to the other thing, not the bar.
I will
But-
say
Also-
2 plus
3 is
3
fine.
ups into a 3. 3 is fine. We'll
And this
test it
doesn't
with
have
3.
any risk to it, so yeah, exactly.
Neutral outcome, overlooked distillery, done. Easy.
I will say there's two things. I believe part of this is going to be story locked because we have to unlock the Greenway. But also just want to point out that after a certain point, Tala Tala is one of the endings. So if you want to experience more of the stuff, you might have to put romance in your waifu off a little bit, just a bit.
Yeah, okay. You're fine. If I have to.
All right.
Leah's ideal world is a speedrun of this game to Tala.
Speedrun Tala ending. Done. Happy. Happy life. Happy wife, happy life.
Well, I sit here. Ride
go ahead.
wife, life good. I said my brain is ride wife, life good. Wife fight back. Kill wife. Miss wife.
Should we use our medicine?
We are losing. Last time we pushed it till we dropped to 2, and I think that is the smart move. I think that's because we can handle 3 a day, and it just means that like cycles move a little bit faster, which we kind of need because we need a couple things to we need some progression. So it's not the worst thing to have 3. Once we drop to 2, abso-fucking-lutely we take it.
Cool.
Like once we I think it is this one, like this one right here. Once we drop that one, like once it's the morning on dropping that one, we take the thing, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, all cycles must end. High school reunion. Whoa!
I think
Nice.
I know exactly what you're going to do.
Oh, dang.
Oh, we have a thingy too.
We got a fang.
Fang. It's been more than a few cycles since Fang confronted Hardin, and the silence since has been noticeable. In your time with Fang, you haven't exactly found him to be reliable, but you did expect to hear the end of whatever plan he put into action. But if he won't come to you, you think as you approach the Havenage building, then it's time to come to him. After all, he did promise to fix your tracker, and you are getting nervous. As you approach the bay doors, you see them wide open. The light pouring out of the once dark room, stacks of servers and terminals sit outside the bay, suddenly robbed of their mystery by the bright lamps. A figure in Havenage security fatigues steps out of the bay. You get closer, wearing a stack of hardware. Damn.
I think it's Sakwa's turn on this one.
Yeah, I mean, this is a
Trying
big
to think.
decision. I'm
Trying to think.
High school. I'm a villain.
Approach.
Yeah. As you get closer, you see the security officer taping up machines from Fang's stash with what looks like hazard tape. This isn't good.
You again.
Hardin is there, leaning beside the bay entrance so calmly that you barely noticed him. He has a slate in his hand, an inventory of seizures scrawled across it.
Predictable. Further evidence of Fang's collusion.
You see another security officer come out of the bay and take notice of you.
Hardin.
Hardin pushes away from the wall and comes closer.
Don't worry, Sleeper. We have all the evidence we need. A confession won't be necessary.
He gestures around the stacks of hardware.
Spying on fellow Havenage members, hoarding Solheim materials, and obsession with corporate data, it speaks for itself, doesn't it?
This one's Aqua.
That was literally his job.
I was
Yeah.
about to say. Yeah, that was his job.
And would you know? And what would you know about jobs, Sleeper?
He looks up at the glass roof above, at the stars beyond.
I want to point out, what would you know about jobs, Sleeper? I am literally property of the company store.
That's all I do!
That's what I do.
Ugh. We are the ones that provide the oxygen you are breathing, the lights you are seeing, the systems you use every day to live out your cycles. This place was hard fought for, Sleeper. It took work, diplomacy, strength to stop the Eye descending into chaos after Solheim collapsed. Not blind conviction or self-interest.
Fang isn't selfish.
I know all about the background of our mutual friend, Sleeper. Don't you worry about that. His parents would be sickened by the damage he is trying to do to the institution they helped found. You see, Sleeper, we are proud of our history here. Andre Erlin and the First Union founded this place, and Havenage has welded his values into the station's very walls. We will never turn away from the hard-working, the just, the true citizens of the Eye. Havenage aren't a gang like Yadigan. We aren't pirates like half the spacers you'll meet in the hub, or the esoterics like those in the Hiffa radicals in the Greenway. We are the backbone of this place, proud and true. We named Erlin's Eye, Sleeper. This is our station.
He meets your eye.
So please take your false accusations elsewhere before I decide I need that confession after all.
Is this one mine also?
I think so,
Pardon.
yeah.
Pardon you,
Yeah.
shithead.
Take a good look at yourself, Sleeper, before it's too late.
He smiles.
If you have any pride, you'll give up Fang the moment he contacts you. You know where to find me.
With that, Hardin turns his back and walks back towards the security officers, ordering them to continue the clear out.
Also, fuck you, Hardin, for making me have to actively try to voice act and emote for that long.
As they do, something catches your eye among one of the server stacks. I would love to go over this game as an editor. There are just so many little things as like a writer that I'm just like Hardin turns his back and walks back. No. Hardin turns away and walks back, right? Like, you don't put back and back right next to this. This is just a little thing for me. So now here, like a comma. As they do, comma, something catches your eye.
Well, there was something I was gonna point out. Let me see if it's still my save thing, because if you would like to offer your editing services, there's the Writer's Blue Sky.
I will literally, I'm literally probably going to do that. No joke. I love this game. It's just the littlest thing. I know I'm such a picky bitch for this shit. But it's also like my job, right? Like, you know, this is what I look for. Anyways, they as they do, something catches your eye among the server stacks. A crumpled, hand-printed box of synthetic chewing gum. A penguin character grinning from the brightly colored card. And scrawled onto it a speech bubble reading, "Take me to Tamber." You carefully pocket the box, making sure no one is watching, and then turn away, just as another stack of servers is wheeled out of the bay. What have you done, Fang? And where the hell is Tamber?
Now, I would say if you want to waste that one on something, maybe slip into... Actually, no, we're too close to Hunter right now. We need a ship mind.
Yep.
I was about to say, because I know we at least have some Haven Age data that we haven't used. I think that'll also start going towards Fang's thing before it becomes pure currency. But the Tamber will be a place where you can sell the Haven Age data.
Reunion. Well, we gotta use. We're using one of the sixes here. Absolutely.
I knew it.
Like,
no, yeah, like we
Yeah,
have to.
we don't want. We're not fucking this shit up. We could just finish it.
I mean, that would reset it, because, again, there's several of these for this one. This is one of the longest stories in the game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But, like, we
no.
could just finish it, because it makes us money,
Yeah.
too. Like,
I don't think so. I think we need to progress at least one other thing.
Fair enough. I am perfectly fine with progressing one other thing. You know, there's always the...
I'm surprised you were giving us a choice there.
I am being a good girl.
We have the climb, the spiral thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So does Low Ender get us anything good or interesting?
You'll want to start doing it after this next cycle for when you find out what's going to be happening with Sabine's story.
Got it.
You don't get too much out of the low end, but it also is probably going to unlock some things like Tambor might be in the low end, possibly.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Midlight Freight Hub. This doesn't go to anything. This is just money.
I will say this: the stuff up here. I would say once we have our thing that, like, the plan to at least start working on getting rid of Hunter, then we're gonna want to start doing the climb. But since we're right now trying to progress several stories, that one's not super, like, a big incentive.
Okay.
I'm gonna say we should do this one.
Okay. Just to get this one close to finish.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Well, since you
We
got perfect,
normally
like,
do block maintenance. I think we should play Tavla with a 6 because we're gonna get some good shit out of it and probably some good money.
Right.
it's not as much good money because I think they're just basically like this is the equivalent of when you, yeah, see only 3 crowd. This is the
Yeah,
equivalent of throwing dice in an alley.
Got it. But still, +2 on low under is very good.
Mhm.
And then we have just a 1 that we want to throw just on something. Honestly, probably just continue this and just throw the 1 on here. Give it a 50-50.
I would do something to get money because I just saw we're gonna have to pay another tab soon, and we only got like $36.
Yeah, fair. We're going to have to spend most of ours next time to do that.
Actually, if you really want to, go back down. I don't remember how much you get for it, but if we wanted to put our progress on 2 things, we could sell one of those ship mine parts.
I don't know if we want to do that, though. We will do that tomorrow if we have to.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, leave the Haven agents alone until we progress the story for Finn, which again, we're kind of locked on locations. I'd say just
Get the
cash.
Yeah. Get one of those daggers.
Yeah,
So we
I'm
can
just
sell
double
it.
checking what this one is. Okay, we don't know. I think that's probably just more Haven Age data.
There's 5 crowd that already helped.
Never can sell it.
Ooh,
There you go.
yeah, we found the Timber Tea House, so we'll go do that in a second. But we're gonna sell the Yadigan data real quick. We can get a little bit more cryo.
And we've got a lot of Haven Age data. I think it's like 15 a pop, maybe. It's around there.
We can't sell it yet.
I mean, that's at Tambor.
Oh, that's at Timber? Well, I want to make sure that we do the stuff with the room. That's locked. And in the gumbo. We're gonna do this first.
Great to see his best art. You have to exit out, then let's do story stuff. There you go.
Yeah. As you go to leave the Timber Tea House, a hand falls on your shoulder.
Sleeper!
Feng hisses from behind you.
How'd you find me?
Penguin.
Penguin? What are you?
He thinks for a second.
Oh, do you mean...
He mimes, throwing gum in his mouth.
That wasn't meant for you specifically, but...
He cringes.
Look, it doesn't matter. Come, let's sit.
Feng guides you down a set of stairs to one of the Timber's lower levels. The tea house is stacked with curved mezzanines and connected to a central atrium. The levels are filled with makeshift booths and bars, and conversation bounces busily off the metal walls. See, that was beautiful. Feng sees you looking around. This place uses a fuels...
Yeah, that's me.
Oh yeah, sorry. I thought that was genuine description. I didn't see the comma there. Really
Okay,
quick.
you're fine.
Feng sees you looking around.
This place used to be a fuel tanker main drum, hence the name. The tea house part is a bit of a misnomer, though. You can get anything the eye offers from this place, but real tea isn't exactly readily available.
He picks a booth, itself fashioned from some old salvage tank or container, lined with smudgy insulation foam, and it collapses into it. He looks around furtively.
You're fine. Don't suppose you've seen any Haven Age types. They don't usually come out this far.
Fang, what's going on?
Well, I'm suspended. That's the first thing. And the second thing is I'm pretty sure Hardin wants to drop me off the rim of the eye.
He grins.
Doesn't bother me though. It shows we hit a nerve back there.
He picks up a scrappy, hand-scrawled menu from the table and tosses it over.
What are you drinking?
What are you selling?
Why are you so calm?
I also want to point out that this aesthetic becomes much more prevalent in the second game. It's like ponchos are definitely high tier space wear in the future.
You know what? Ponchos are a great aesthetic.
I know, the fact that I actually didn't put a poncho on my character in Outlaws Gambit physically hurt me, but I was already stealing the entirety of the rest of Clint Eastwood's outfit, so I was like, I can't be that spot on. Ahem. You know any reason I shouldn't be?
He leans in, suddenly concerned, but then waves the idea away.
Hold that thought, let's order first.
Fang is right. The menu is ridiculous. There's at least 10 different infusions, most of which you can't make out, but the paper is dominated by an extensive complement of esoteric alcohols and cocktails. Black tea is listed, without a price, as a seasonal specialty.
So you ran to Hardin. Was he pissed?
Fang doesn't wait for an answer.
That snake is so self-righteous, he might actually believe that Erlin would approve of his, meritocratic.
Yeah, meritocratic. Hard word.
Yeah, meritocratic bullshit.
He taps on the table.
If Haven Age was like it should be, like it was founded to be, they would have shouted him down at any council meeting he dared to mention true citizens.
He sighs.
But I guess his kind run the place now.
A young woman with a vine tattoo snaking up her arm turns up at the booth, a slate in hand.
Your
Yeah.
order?
Yeah, order. Yeah, I'm glad we both had the same like diner accent, fucking stereotype going.
Can I point out the one thing that like stayed in my child brain for an unreasonable amount of time, and it's just such a small thing? In the first Triple X movie with Vin Diesel, the big thing of like, yep, the scene of just like, but what gave it away was her. If a waitress is wearing 3-inch heels, her feet will be swelling by the third hour of a
Yes.
shift. She's not.
Yeah.
That's stuck in my head.
You're wearing comfy pumps or nothing.
Mhm.
Basically. Or sneakers. Let's see.
Oh, Gerald, neat.
Oh, that's what you're trying to make.
You skim the menu, your eyes glaze. Yeah, exactly. That's the stuff at the other bar that we serve. We would recognize that. There's like no way we wouldn't.
Okay.
There's no
Didn't
way
you-
we wouldn't, right? Like
You didn't even read the rest of the paragraph, Alia. That's what I'm pointing out.
Yeah.
You have to read the paragraph.
I don't have to do
You don't have to read
shit,
it.
okay? You skim the menu, your eyes glazing over. Time to pick something.
Wheeze. Sorry.
Okay, continue.
A girl neat. Fang taps the table to order the same.
And you.
She begins, looking to Fang, but when she sees him, she suddenly stops.
What the? You're supposed to be working. This is your shift.
He grins sheepishly.
You work here. Oh, wait, is it Aqua's turn? No, it,
I don't
Wait.
know.
It can be. Aqua,
were,
your turn.
We
You
were gonna
work-
say the same thing.
Yeah, we are.
Okay,
You work
yeah.
here.
Fang waves you to be quiet.
Look, Jenna, let's just say this is my break. My friend here has been through a lot.
Jenna looks between the two of you. Wave, nod, cough. I love that because you're a sleeper too. Like you're like biomechanical, so you're not coughing for anything. You're just.
Like, they built a robot that can breathe, if only just so that the brain waves would not go crazy for not being able to do autonomic responses.
Are we going for cough or going for nod?
I was just thinking that there was cough is funny, but it is up
Yeah.
to you.
Nod.
Fang also starts nodding,
2 minutes.
says Jenna, pointing at Fang.
And only because... I mixed up who was talking, but only because I don't want to get dragged into whatever this is.
She gestures at the table and walks off.
What?
Fang stretches out in the booth.
You know how it is. We all have to eat, plus...
He leans in.
This is the best place around here to find a person whom you might be looking for.
He's just so suspicious at all times, right? Like, this guy's the most sus motherfucker.
But it's like, it's funny because he seems like he has a good heart.
Yep.
Oh yeah, no.
It's
he's got good
definitely,
heart,
he's
fighting-
being sus, like, for a reason, but it's also like, dude, you don't have to be so, like, it's kind of like, it's almost gives me the energy of, like, a kid playing spy kind of shit, like, and, like, he's right on a lot of counts, and, like, he has every reason to be this way, but, like, sometimes it's a little bit like, dude, chill. I
No,
love
it feels
him.
like after his parents both died, he grew up around someone who, like, influential, said everyone's always working an angle. If no one is, never trust them. And he took that to be his entire character.
Yeah, yup, that kind of vibe, very much so.
I just realized he's early manga Joey Wheeler.
Aqua, you're up. What or who?
Let's see here. What?
Huh? Fang sighs.
Remember that web connection that Harden pinged the moment we confronted him? Those are his collaborators. If we want to understand what a Solheim executive might be getting up to on the Eye, those are the people we have to find.
Fang is almost whispering now. There's a couple of them I suspect. Oh, that's again.
Yeah.
It's
There's a
again.
Oh yeah, no, it's fine. There's a couple of them I suspect, and are in the low end, and well, almost everyone in the low end comes through this place at one time or another. Also, Brooklyn Rage, just throwing that out there.
He brings a modified slate out onto the table.
I set this up so that when anyone with network signatures I'm looking for comes in close proximity, it'll mark them. Once they are marked, we can break through their access protocols, get at the good stuff inside. We just have to find them first. Hence, me moonlighting as a waiter.
Suddenly, a smile grows across his face.
Wait, I have an idea.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh
Look!
yeah. I mean,
Look, I can't cover enough of the low end on my own, and so far, I've had no matches in this place. With two of us, we can cover even more ground.
Aqua.
what am I getting into?
Yeah, what am I getting into? So good.
Well,
Fang has a hangdog look.
we need to get you out and about in the low end, in close proximity to as many people as possible, and residents as possible. And it turns out my friend Mengi needs some help with deliveries.
As in Mengi Express.
So you already know him, perfect!
Oh, so that's because we've been doing that one area. Got it. Fang places a tiny receiver on the table.
This connects to my slate and runs the same marking protocol if you get near any of our targets. So all you have to do is take some delivery shifts for old Mingy, and soon enough, we'll have the place covered.
Fang.
Don't give me that. You think I like working here, and I thought you could use the tips.
He grins.
We're in this together, right? I also love Ray's visceral reactions to like me reading him.
Right.
The suspicion.
Right. Yeah. That's how I'm saying right. I know it says right with like a period, but it's like
Right.
Our sleeper is literally Excalibur facing right now.
Yeah, just
Okay then.
Fang slips his slate back under his clothes.
Just head on up to Mingy Express, take a delivery shift, and we'll see what shakes up. You manage to find anyone and extract any data, bring it right down to here to me. They have me on double shift, so I shouldn't be hard to find.
Jenna walks past, carrying a tray of drinks, and sharply catches Fang's eye.
I don't think she's bringing your drink.
He stands.
I think it's time we called this meeting to a close.
You grab the receiver from the table and slip it into a pocket.
See you soon, sleeper. Stay safe.
Fang adds, before turning and walking off towards the bar, whistling as he does.
You need to understand, to try to convince that desperate energy, I literally threw up my hand and waved at stay safe.
Stay safe, motherfucker. Okay. Because we haven't, I will use Boop, one of these, because I hate the number 4.
10 cryo? Okay.
10
pretty
cryo?
good.
That's an extra 10 cryo. I just want to
should we eat?
check out Mingy. We're gonna need to eat something before we head in.
So, the Express is the one that'll get you, like, Fang's stuff, but what
Yeah.
we want really right now is definitely... Well, actually, no, we can't do the new
Yeah, we can't do
manufacturing.
anything. No, we're gonna go get. We're just gonna grab, the cheap food at the Overlook. Oh no, we can't do that anymore.
So 15 from our boy.
I thought we could. I thought there was still. Besides that, I thought there was a different food place. But
No, it was the bar, because there's only a few other food places, but we haven't unlocked them. Like, there's one up on the Spire when we unlock.
that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, Mingy, and then there's one in the Greenway.
All right. Well, Memphis it is. All right. All cycles must end. Ooh.
Let's make some money.
Well, this does make us money, and is something we need to do.
Yeah.
So let's grab this
Okay.
bitch first.
Right after we do this, because this is going to have us do a quick story thing, we need to go check and see how much we actually have to pay for Ethan, because it gets a little
Yes.
bit higher.
Yeah, no, I assume it gets higher every time. Each shift, a crowd of would-be workers gathers outside the shipyard, each of them clinging to a 4-digit number printed on a receipt paper. These are their assignment numbers, and you are either called for a shift or you aren't. As you arrive, the crowd is restless, and chatter rumbles through the lines. For those who, like you, have graduated to the work teams, shifts are guaranteed. Having just walked out of a meeting with a supervisor where you were praised for your efforts, you feel the glow of a job well done. You can't help but feel empathy for the— oh my gods! Hello Raiders, Party of 21, just sorry, got a bit shades of gray. Also, Bosco's a furry. We've known Bosco's a furry forever. That's nothing new. But a raid, 21 people from Distortion Devil. Thank you. Hi everyone. We're
Howdy,
playing a
howdy.
little Citizen Sleeper. If you haven't checked this game out, cool little sci-fi story game. Olska,
You
you're
get-
always helping.
Yes. Though I would also point out a cool sci-fi story game that I think you can get both this game and the sequel for under $30.
It is on Steam sale right now. Zen, you're the funniest person I know.
Olska's a helpful little guy.
Olska is the most helpful little guy. He's just a little fella, and he's here to do little fella things. I appreciate you all coming in. Feel free to sit down, take a seat, throw me on the side monitor, or whatever you want to do, and let's do us tell a story. As we are taking the mindset of the sleeper here. We are sci-fi robo serving a lot of really, really cool visuals, and I really love the art in this game. Hi, Bosco! Alrighty. As for who is here, it is me. I'm Leah. I do this game on Tuesdays. Or no, sorry, I do this on Mondays. We check out a bunch of different TTRPG inspired stuff. Tuesdays I do a hard game of some kind. I'm doing Deltarune tomorrow, so if you have any interest in Deltarune, I have not played it yet. I'm a big fan of Undertale. Doing a blind playthrough, and I'll be streaming that tomorrow. And other than that, you probably see me on Connor's channel. Everyone else here, this is Aqua and Ray, and our lovely friend and guest, Burnout Vaughn. If you don't follow them, follow everyone. But to continue the story, taking the mind of the sleeper, you can't help but feel empathy for those huddled as you pass, waiting for their number to come up. You feel your head down as you leave the shipyard, feeling a little guilty as you do. Yep, the burnout is here.
Love you too, Bosco.
How sweet.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm the guy who has to do all the voice acting here. Hey,
Just
most of the voice
Twist
acting,
your
thank you.
arm.
again, remember, I'm the person who sends voice acting job listings I find to other people, not the one who actually tries to audition for them.
I mean, this is bringing me back to my old book voiceover days, like when I was first getting into like radio work and that kind of thing. And I love reading out stories online.
Hey, sleeper, wait up!
Lem's voice trembles as he shouts above the rumble of the crowd, and you turn to see him pushing through, Mina crying in his arms.
Lem,
Good to see you, friend.
He is breathing hard, and after shouldering through the waiting workers,
You made the work team. Good for you.
he tries to catch his breath, stroking Mina's hair as he does.
Baby, give me a second here.
He smiles weakly at you as he comforts her, and her cries start to fade. Out of the crowd, he sets Mina down by his side, shiny streaks down both of her cheeks. As he does, you see he is clutching an assignment number on a crumpled piece of paper. Right.
sister.
Oh, wanting on a shift?
You know how it is.
He puts his hand on her shoulder, and she clings to his side.
Esther, who usually takes her, is sick.
He stretches.
I don't know what...
A noise sounds by the entrance, a klaxon, followed by a list of numbers growing brightly on a display screen. The crowd responds instantly, pushing and pulling as people try to wade through the entry checkpoint. Lem stops and turns back towards the crowd, then glances down at the crumpled paper.
That's my number. Shit. Mina...
He starts patting the pockets on his gear and glancing around. You don't
So
get a
I'll watch
choice.
her.
Yeah, I was like, y'all don't get a choice here.
Yeah.
He blinks a
Talia,
little, staring.
railroading us again.
Yeah, I will railroad this story into Tala, my wife,
Yeah.
and taking care of Mina.
Choo choo.
Oh no, that's where you have.
Choo
That's where you
choo.
have. That's the one thing that you now have to learn. That's where the paths diverge. You have to pick only one or the other.
I can do both. Watch me.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. I'll.
He crouches to Mina.
You're gonna stay with our friend here, okay? They're gonna keep you safe, and
He stands back up.
here, take her bag.
He shoves it into your hands.
She's got food. I have to go.
He backs away into the crowd.
Mina, I'll be back real soon, okay? Be good.
Then Lem disappears into the roiling crowd, who are now trying to get into the shipyard before it locks down. Mina oh my god, I love the solo art.
I knew
Mina
you were.
stands
I was gonna spoil you.
She's so cute. Mina stands staring, suddenly small, without Lem at her side. She fixes you with a dark-eyed look you can't quite read.
There's no proper way to react to a kid mean mugging you.
In my experience, mean mug 'em back.
Hi.
She holds the stare, unmoving. The two parallel tear tracks still glint on her cheeks.
You okay, Mina?
She sniffs and looks down.
Stay silent.
Mina glances at her feet and shuffles them a little. I mean, there's only pictures.
I
You
know.
unlatch the top of the bag and see a few metal containers. Fashioned from scrap components, a battered slate sits on top, blinking a low battery warning. And tucked beside is a ragged rabbit, hand-sewn. I think the hint's right there.
Yeah, but part of me was also like, take the rabbit. It's mine
Yeah.
now.
Take the rabbit.
Take the rabbit.
You pull the rabbit out of the bag, its long limbs waggling as you do so. Mina goes to jump and grab it, but holds herself back. She stands and hugs herself, eyes on the rabbit.
I think this one's Aqua's. Because the other one wasn't a choice.
Yeah, Aqua.
Let's see here. What's their name?
Mina turns away and looks at the entrance of the shipyard. This isn't going well.
Give the rabbit.
You hold the rabbit out, and Mina snatches it from your hand. She hugs it tightly without looking away from you. Bun Bun, she says, staring you down, ferocious despite her size.
Hi, Bun Bun.
You move a little closer as you speak, closing the gap. He doesn't speak, she says. She looks at you suspiciously, but her face softens a little. She waggles Bun Bun in front of you and then walks him up your arm and onto your shoulders where he sits. She pokes your arm a couple of times. Are you really a robot?
Believe that we're using our little drone that we have as an operator to like keep Bun Bun on our shoulder.
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of flying Bun
Yeah.
Bun around a little bit.
That'd be so fucking cute. Sort of.
Yeah, she thinks. Me too. Mina has more questions. Lots of questions. Questions about how you breathe or if you rust. But before long, you're talking about rabbits and what Esther, the lady who usually takes her, smell like, and whether or not fairies live in the eyes heating pipes. You pass the time
Got that
like
one.
this, sitting side by side on the floor of the walkway as others pass by. Sometimes talking, sometimes drawing on the slate, sometimes playing with Bun Bun, the rabbit. And this is how Lem finds you. Just as you are starting to yawn, he is dirty and tired. But Mina leaps up his legs and into his arms as he stumbles backwards.
You two get on okay?
He asks, trying to keep Mina from climbing onto his shoulders.
This is an Aqua.
We managed.
Mina glances carefully at you, hiding a smile that is slowly growing. Well. Oh no, that's not the kid. I assume the
Well,
repeating.
yeah, no. Well. Looks like Meanie can be nice.
He pokes her in the ribs and she squeals in delight.
Thank you, friend. I mean it.
He gives you a warm, wide smile.
I owe you. Look,
He glances around.
it seems like Esther, the lady who usually watches her, is gonna be out for a spell. If you ever have some time, I'd really appreciate you coming down to our place in the low end.
He grins sheepishly.
If you have the time. But now I have to take this one to eat.
He plays at biting Mina, and she giggles in response.
See you soon, sleeper.
That was adorable, Aqua.
At
He
this point now, Aqua has to be mean almost.
Yeah, no, Aqua, you're Mina now. You just volunteered yourself.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
He waves and they stumble off down the corridor, drawing gazes from the passing spacers as Mina's laughter echoes down the corridor in bright squeals.
I need you to understand how wholesome this story actually is.
It's so cute.
No.
So cute.
I'm pretty sure this story is so wholesome that it is the actual canonic ending for this sleeper. But
Yeah.
also, it was so hard for me to turn this one down to go for the waifu option I went with. It hurt me.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Whoa.
I also don't know because, like, oh yeah.
The compressor is quiet today. The usual crowds are elsewhere, and the pumping music washes over a handful of spacers and a few drunks. Ethan is still in the same stool, in the same pool of light. His head is low, close to the bar, and the bartender is ignoring him.
Approach, because we need to do the thing.
Mm-hmm. As you get closer, he lifts his head and turns.
Sleeper!
He turns to look at you.
Time to pay up again, is it?
He gestures to the bartender.
Come here, take your chits.
Stay
No more,
silent.
Ethan. Oh,
No
stay
more?
silent. I was gonna say no more.
Okay, go for it.
Ethan doesn't even look at you. He props his elbows on the bar and holds his head.
Sleeper, it's been a long cycle.
I don't care.
Ethan lets out a long sigh. He rapidly rubs his eyes with his palms.
You are right.
He says quietly.
This isn't fun anymore.
He reaches towards his holster. His elbow slips. The gun tumbles out. It clatters onto the bar and falls to the floor, bouncing onto the ground between you. Both you and the bartender look at the gun, stare at it.
Butterfingers,
Says Ethan and puts out a hand, beckoning for you to give him the gun back.
if you would.
Bartender looks at you warily. You crouch down and pick up the gun.
I think this is a. Wait, is this my decision?
I think so.
I think this one's fine.
Wait, who? Yeah, who was the? What was the last?
Well, you
interview?
both
Oh yeah,
actually
no, the
both
other
back-
one was me just telling him to fuck off. Oh yeah, it's awkward
Yeah.
decision.
Yeah.
Aqua.
Oh god.
Aqua, do we point the gun at the bounty hunter, or do we hand him the gun?
I don't like that he was going for the gun in the first place. So point the gun at me.
Ethan turns his head in your direction a little, a sharp pale eye locking with yours. The bartender backs away.
Oh!
He turns on the stool.
Oh, sleeper.
He stands.
This is more like it.
Does he have another gun on him or something?
I can't tell you because
Okay.
my version of this encounter went completely different.
I have a theory about how capable this motherfucker is, and I'm worried he dropped the clip as he dropped the gun. Like, I'm worried he de-armed it and this is him testing us. But we don't know that either way.
Ah, damn it.
Well, I know of a certain version, and again, because we've diverged so far in this one encounter, because I remember this encounter because his story is very pointed, and we are now taking a more active role. I was more of the I don't want to make waves sleeper. I want to make a life, and dealing with this guy is getting this guy off my back is possibly like getting a life. And so it went very differently. The bartender actually intervened in the scene that I was in.
We are constantly pushing buttons with him. Yeah, we've really been resistant. It's very different. That's very cool that they have that much of a divergence.
For here, like, I don't know. If it were
'cause,
me,
like-
I'd probably wait, but
Yeah, like I'm debating on waiting. Yeah.
Well, you guys do a quick second to check on that. I need to go freshen up my drink. I'll be right back.
No worries.
Yeah. I do wait.
Wait. You hold the gun steady, training it on his head. Ethan smiles. Like the dog that caught the car. He turns to the bartender and mock whispers. I'm not sure they know what to do with it.
wait.
Yeah, wait. We need to make sure that we catch him off guard.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is what I thought if we
okay.
waited. You keep the gun on Ethan. Ethan smiles at the bartender. Oh well, he says and grabs the gun, slamming it back into your face in a single move. You stagger back and drop to a knee. Somewhere nearby, the gun clatters to a surface. The hit's a glancing bow that makes your vision swim. Through the blur, you see Ethan wrestle a small, thin slate from his belt and hold it up. Enough of this. I'm logging the job and calling it in. He taps at the slate. No more playing. Your head aches. Ethan taps through a few... I wish we fucking shot the motherfucker.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's okay. I wanted to see what would happen, but I will have to do a different playthrough. Because it auto-saves. There's no going back.
Gotcha.
Which is like a cool thing about like replayability, but it is a bummer because I don't know how exactly we got to this interaction with him, so I don't know how to get that again. So, means looks at chat. You'll have to play it yourself. Your head aches. Ethan taps through a few screens impatiently. He swears and taps again. He starts shouting. A dull echo in your ringing ears. He starts screaming at the slate and throws it across the bar. He crouches down and grabs you by the chin, his face close, his breath heavy with drink.
SNR just screwed me!
He grins maniacally.
They canceled the contract!
Also, hi, I'm back.
That was perfect.
Okay.
He stands up.
They canceled the contract!
He shouts at the ceiling of the compressor. You stand up, struggling to your feet, the sting of the hit fading. Ethan is rubbing his temples, his face pale. You hear a clicking sound, like coins being counted, like bullets being loaded into a magazine. Yeah.
The gun was empty.
Holy shit. The gun was empty. The gun was empty. And I knew it. But when you shake off the last of the blur, the bartender has Ethan's pistol trained on Ethan's head. Ethan stumbles back towards the middle of the room, all eyes trained on him.
I'll kill you all!
He screams and stumbles into the wall, spinning away towards the door.
I'll be back for that!
He shouts at the bar and lunges out of the compressor. You steady yourself on the bar and catch your breath. The rumble of conversation returns. The bartender goes to say something, but then thinks better of it and begins to clean the bar. After a while, you wander out into the light of the bright market, looking for Ethan around every corner.
Yeah.
I will say, that was cool as fuck.
Oh yeah, no, in my playthrough, it was becoming more apparent that Ethan's been on such a drinking binge that no one can stand him at the compressor. And
I imagine that's
when
what
he dropped-
happens if you're less of a interruption, if you cause less of a stir and you're more silent in all the interactions, and you're letting everyone else just like fucking rail against him, right?
Yeah.
a bit more like there's less of the bar actually like interacting against constantly in this thing of like, oh fuck, the guy who gets loud when he drinks is being loud again, but we can't be mad at him because he's got a gun. And
see,
it's
and- Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
and so basically like he more of just like constantly wants to like talk at you. It's a lot of his thing because he has that inferiority complex very obviously. And so like at that point he drops the gun, the bartender pulls the gun, trains it on him, and he's like, now that's what I expected, but the gun's not loaded. See, Sleeper, this is what people are like. And then after him monologuing for a bit, not looking at the bartender just loads the guns like, yeah, now get out of my bar.
See, and that's kind of the angle I was going at with like picking up the gun and pointing at him, because it's like whether it's loaded or not, it's just more of a silent like threat. Like, God, like get off your high horse, dude. Like, you're being a dick.
Wait, so you're
And rather
telling me
than
we
taking-
can't babysit Mina and
Oh no.
and
I told you.
wait,
Oh,
but
no.
like wait, but I'm saying like what do you mean we can't? Like it says we can.
I mean, you can like if you have the dice for it, but again, they are two literally diverging paths. Where if you commit to fully babysitting Mina, then you are committing to also fully repairing the ship, the side rail Horizon, and leaving the Eye, which would leave Hala.
Fair enough. 4 cycles, Sabine said, and here you are, right on time with no sign of them. You wait a while in the apartment, the dread descending as the cycle spins onward.
I'm gonna have to try to figure out a voice for
here.
this.
Check the terminal, check the door, wait. Aqua. Aqua.
Check the door.
You pace back and forth around the apartment, the rumbling of the station suddenly so present and loud. You go to the door and open it into an empty corridor. You close it again.
Check the terminal.
You check and wait. You check and double the terminal for messages or recordings. Nothing. Just the pale glow, the silence. You try to settle, to wait. You sit on the bunk and stare out at the tiny room. Where the hell are they? A knock at the door.
Open it.
Oh. Oh. A figure stands in the door, and immediately you note it's not Sabine. They are taller, sharper, and something in their face glints in the half-light. A dark shape, like a stubby baton, hangs loosely from their hand.
Our local sleeper. Good to finally meet you.
She steps into the apartment, glancing around with sharp eyes.
What, may I ask, are you doing here?
She fixes you with a steady, unwavering stare. It does
You can
tell
also
us
tell how much
who
I
the
like-
fuck she is right out the gate. Loyal Yadigan Lieutenant.
I do also want to point out one thing. It shows how much I like this character that I'm actually putting in work to giving her a voice.
Stay silent, like I usually do.
This will be much more pleasant if we remain friendly, don't you think?
She walks past you into the apartment, glancing around.
We set them up here, you know. This place is one of ours.
She picks up a glass from the dispenser and inspects it.
People always seem to forget who put them where they are.
She glances at you.
And I suppose you are here to help.
Where are they?
I was hoping you'd be able to help with that.
She spins the baton in her fingers by her side, her eyes not leaving yours.
We have a problem, you and I. it seems our friend has disappeared, left without even saying goodbye, which means they are in a little trouble now. But it's this kind of trouble that you need help for, so I thought I'd come down here and take a look at their little hidey hole. And here you are. The help.
She looks through the detritus on the side.
And what help? A sleeper, no less, which I have to admit is a little surprising. It suggests to me that our friend hasn't been very honest with you either.
Stay silent. If they're gonna monologue at me and tell me all the details, then it's like I don't need to ask any questions.
He looks away.
I know it won't be welcome news, but I'm sorry to report that before we got them set up here, Sabine was working for your owner.
She pauses.
Didn't we
Essenor.
already know that?
No.
Yep.
No, we had
Actually-
guessed it. Had we been told it?
I think she mentioned that she was escaping them,
Yeah.
but that's how she was
I
also
think
able to
all
start-
she said was, I know what SNARP does to people who try to leave.
Yeah.
So it was heavily implied.
Yeah. That's what I got. It's just like, okay, you're working under their thumb, but like you want to get out as much as I do.
Yeah, that's also a month and a half for you guys
Yeah,
from when
see,
we last played,
hasn't
and then
heard it.
and then that's also like 3 months ago for me.
You blink hard at the news, unsure how to take it. Rabia looks away, waiting for a response.
This one's you, Aqua.
Prove it.
Happily.
Oh. She crosses into the next room, and he follows silently. She sits at the terminal and touches her baton to one of the access ports. A spark, and the terminal screen skips, encrypted folders emptying themselves before your eyes. In the flicker of files, you see SNARP letterheads in code forms, reports laden with medical data marked with the corporate logo, like the sigil of some cult. Rabia steps away from the terminal.
Look all you want. Some of your files may even be on here.
The volume of documents is overwhelming, but they seem to be mostly reports on early emulation tests, surveys with sleeper candidates, reams and reams of usage data. If Sabine was an SNARP employee, why did they tell you? Rabia reaches over and places a vial of stabilizer on the desk, breaking your concentration. It shimmers in the screen light, its vicious clear liquid crystalline within the glass.
We will, of course, keep up the supply. We are more than able to dispense important medicines, even without the doctor.
You hold it between your fingers, and for a tiny moment you have the urge to crush this object for the power it has over you.
I'll ask Toshiro to make those a little cheaper for you. He'll be running the surgery now.
Rabia closes up the briefcase lab and holds it at her side.
We have to retrieve our assets, of course, but I'm sure you'll understand.
Rabia turns on her way out.
There's no reason for us to be enemies, Sleeper. Come see me. I keep an office nearby. We have good work to do, you and I. Meet me there in a few cycles.
Yes, Mommy.
Listen, once you even see her when she's not in this colored light, you're going to be...
If I... Wonder if she's a sleeper. She slips out silently into the corridor. You look around the apartment and feel the fear drain out of your body to reveal the tiredness beneath.
I will say that you will know if someone is a sleeper because they make them very distinct. I'm just saying that that is the less flattering of her. Her actual like portrait, very,
All right,
very. I'm mad that certain things can't be happening with this character.
Ray.
This
This is it. Unless we are upping Endure to a flat 0, the only thing that we can do is Intuit to get the thing, or we save. Are we going to do it to get the predictive reasoning and potentially go into things later for Intuit, Or are we starting to save for the level 2s?
Let's go ahead and get our +1 into it. Because we'd have to spend 3 to catch up with Endure. Like, and I don't want to mess with that.
Well, again, but we could just say, because it'll
Yeah, we
only take
could
2 points
save.
to get the second tier abilities, because it goes ability plus to the rolls, ability plus to the rolls. So this will give us a benefit to taking one of these skills, but we gotta wait to have 2 points for it.
Okay, then we can wait. I think we're fine right now. We haven't needed input into it like super hard, if that makes sense.
No, it has been kind of nice to see what the potential actions are.
Wait.
I just
before we
wanted
do
to
anything,
see what it was. See what the new
Yeah.
price was.
Ship came in.
Ship did come in. It's this ship, Scrap Freighter.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
scrap isn't big for us because we don't have the
Yeah.
ability that makes it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, there's a better way to get scrap if we can just get to the.
I mean,
green
we
way
have
I'm
the
going.
thing that chance to grab random scrap on engineer actions, but like that's all that is.
Yeah.
So like we're waiting for next cycle to do that. Or
So
fabricator.
we need to decide if we're going to take care of a child or do the distillery.
I will say this: we want to focus on this thing with Rabia and Sabine. That's actually a great self-contained story that's just fun to enjoy, but also has some stakes to it. And will, if you possibly think about, because one of the two options, especially the Tala, is staying on the station. Improving the station's quality of life is a big part of that, which is what their whole story is.
Okay.
I
So we can't-
feel
We also-
fairly certain that we can at least babysit the child without
no.
we don't have to full commit to the ship, but we can babysit a child.
Right.
Yeah, basically, like, we get to that point where it's almost like, when you finish that, it's like, are you going to commit to, like, Lem? Because Lem isn't even like a romantic option. They seem more like a friendly option of, we just met, I don't care that you are already an oppressed people. I'm just going to treat you as a person, because I'm a person. I'm treated like less than a person, so I want to be better to people.
This one has no negative consequence, so I'm okay with that.
Yeah, it's a safe
want to make
action right here.
I want to make the eye a better place. I don't want to just try to run to the next.
Same,
place.
same. But I still want to babysit a child.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna use the 1 on the safe action here. I think that's fine.
Totally.
A +1
got energy
energy, that's cool. I like
yeah.
that. I really like that. I think that's a cool mechanic.
Yeah, there's a lot of like things you get +1 energy for. I will also say that when we get up to the Spire, they are not a child, but they are someone young and down on their luck that we do help. And one of the endings is deciding if you are going to stay on the station and help them, or take a ticket out that's given to you, that's tied to actually another one of the people that we meet here.
No, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna help. Like it's.
Yeah,
one of
I'm
those
with
things
you. I'm
where-
into the we improve the station. We're here. This is our home.
I know. I'm just here giving you all the options, and that's also, there's 3 whole storylines that we don't have access to yet, but they're DLC, and I'm pretty sure that if Leah got this game at what its price was, they were probably included. I didn't get to actually play them because I was too busy trying to get my happy ending, but those ones require you to stay on the station, and they're meant to be in the late
know
game.
if I got the DLC actually, because I think I might have just got the base game to test it first to see if I liked it enough. But I might, because
Well-
it's all on Steam sale right now, because with the second game.
I mean, to be fair, with how affordable the game is naturally, if there's a sale on DLC, I would imagine that's got to be like $2 or $3.
Yeah, it's quite affordable. Do we want to? Okay, so do we want to start climbing the spoke, or do we want to? Because like I still want to progress Fang's quest. I like Fang's quest.
Yeah, we want to get that tracker off of us still, because we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know what other
more is gonna
consequences might come, which means we're gonna have to keep going with Fang and stuff.
Yeah, I want to
Oh,
get that tracker off of us.
Totally understandable, but now we've got two 2 vials, we should definitely up at our next rest.
Yes.
Yeah.
13 cryo, Fangs, +2 on Fangs targets. Alright, all cycles must end.
And we're gonna use a little dose. And now we can actually go back and start messing with the hunter again. As well.
Well, no,
hunter
I
got
don't
really-
think that resets the hunter.
No, it doesn't reset him, but we aren't fading.
Yeah, but in that case, we should have done it
Well, actually-
then.
Oh, sorry.
You know what I mean?
Well,
Let
first
me
of all, look at how we're being spoiled here.
Yeah,
So
no,
good.
this is really good.
Go. I think is the ship there. I think is the
Yes,
other
yes,
ship there.
yes. The ship is
Well, then we're gonna
here.
need to do that.
Yep. I don't worry. I am on it. Limited supply. Input 60 cryo. Buy ship mine fragment.
This guy will be here for 3 days. So if we want to get to the point where we can help both our friends who need ship mines, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's the time to question: do we want to go with Ankita, or do we want to help our friend? I also want to tell you want to know how?
If we help if we help Neo Vend, there's our second point.
Hell yeah.
All cryo
Alright,
actions are discounted by 20%. Agent nodes give double data rewards. Scrap components can... Oh, use scrap
gonna-
components at home to repair
In
condition.
interface, the second ability does not really ever come to be like anything. It's just so you can get to the +2 as you're committing to that.
Yeah. I think we
I-
should take the self-repair. I think this is extremely fucking useful.
Either self-repair or like Obsessive Haggler both do dividends for different things.
I think Obsessive Haggler is
Just
very good.
I mean,
right now we're good on being healthy. That's the thing. Like,
I'm just saying,
have
if we
another
get
dose.
this... Yeah, we do have another dose, but if we get that, we can maintain that 6 dice very easily. Or that 5 dice very easily.
oh yeah, like we can, but like I'm just saying, like I think we're gonna get these points really, really fast because we have that second dose and we can just start just trucking it and getting a bunch of experience. So we'll get that
And plus,
self
that
repair.
also
As
goes
you
towards-
wish, Ray.
Oh. It also goes towards our already discounted stabilizer cost.
Yeah.
As this is a group play, I will default to the group decision because I can just play myself.
Hey.
You play this very differently than I would.
Yeah.
Oh no, I love being like one of the. At this point now, like it used to be that we were just like the Freudians. You were like the ego, Ray was like the id, and I was the super ego because I knew all of the stuff ahead of time. Now we've got the Aqua that throws the wrench into it, so we have to figure out something else.
Yeah. Hell yeah. All right. So what are we spending these points on? We need to get more cash.
I am
for
I am
more-
I am the body controlled by the brain.
But we also need to use this 3-piece. Who are we using this 3-piece on?
I would say if you want to use a 3-piece because you already get an up, another babysit. We
Oh
we
no
like
no no!
that
I mean what are we using the mind thing on?
Yeah, what are we using the
Oh.
ship mind core? Are we gonna do it on Neovend, or are we helping out the Ambergris?
I would say this one has a more slightly self-contained story that comes back in a later story in this like main game, which is really good. But this is the one where if we progress this, we are committing to actively being like, no, this is how our sleeper is. This is our moral compass. Where that one is all about survival and then unlocking the Greenway, which we're going to need for Fang's quest down the line.
I think to an aspect, and I do appreciate all of the like giving us an idea of where things go. I do think there's an aspect of us having not played this where we kind of want to see where some of these might go decision wise.
So we're unlocking the Fang with the and
Well, no.
Right?
Here's the question right now: it's not Fang. It's are we doing the ship thing with Ankita, or are we helping Neovend, who's our son in a vending machine?
Okay, so the sun is going to allow the greenway to open, right?
The sun protects us. We're currently looking for a way to deal. Neovend wants to be smuggled out of the dock, and to do that, you'll need to provide a full ship mind ready for imprinting. So, in order to help him get out, so that we can deal with the hunter better, we need to help Neovend.
Okay, so yeah, if we're staying on the ship, I think we need to help Neoven.
Whereas I think what Vaughn was saying is Ankita has a bit of a like singular story for her, and she doesn't show up again until later.
Yeah. I think she can wait a few more cycles.
Sure.
I love her, but
No, you don't. It's okay. You don't have
Yeah,
to lie
because-
to us.
No. You're just saying that we all love Tala. I get that.
yeah, you guys love Tala more.
Sleeper, must express plan before we begin. Neovend is impatient. The prospect of being free of the vending machine clearly too much to take. Shipmind has no output features. Will be mute until slotted.
You won't be able to speak?
Correct. Do not worry. The servo motors in the machine began to rev. Neovend's anxiety clear. First, imprint shipmind. Then, slot imprinted shipmind into physical ports close to Hunter nests. Once slotted, we'll track Hunter at each. Tracking will find core nest. Slot shipmind at core nest. Show Hunter data to Hunter. Hunter will conclude sentience. Hunter will invoke killer.
Sounds simple. Oh, sorry, this was Aqua. Excuse me.
Aqua.
It's okay. Sounds simple.
The lights on the vending machines cycle as Neovend prepares. Physical ports likely sealed in Ode Station. Will need keys, but yes, simple. Vending machine rocks a little. Any questions before imprinting?
Why slot you physically?
I cannot access via network. Too dangerous. Hunter would find immediately. The lights flicker. Am not like you. Hybrid. Am native to cloud. Easy prey.
What's the core nest?
Hunter keeps central data storage. Protocol must keep data outside self. Linked to secondary nests. Can triangulate from here.
Guess that's all.
The sound of the servo motors starting up at once is painful. The screeches rattle from the hard surfaces on the sealed dock and come back at all angles. Neovend better be quick or Havenage Security will be here. Neovend's voice disappears among the squeals, like a whisper carried out by the wind. Machine not designed for this task. Few sensors, limited inputs. I work blind. Wish me luck. In the top part of the compartment, a set of arms align with a shipmind, clunkily scraping against it.
Good luck.
The metal creaks as the servos open the shipmind, the layers of silicon nested like an onion skin. Once open, the main arm of the machine rapidly shifts back and forth, realigning the microscopic components, accessing and rewriting them, imprinting Neovend into its physical form. As you watch the hypnotic motion, your mind drifts to your own creation. What processes were used to emulate your mind, to copy the neural structure of the person who was, as far as you know, still sleeps in some distant facility? What was lost? In what ways are you a copy of that person? And in what ways are you something new? You know this much. You are a convenient loophole, a way of circumnavigating the illegality of sentient AI. After all, you're an emulation, not a true digital being. You're neurologically limited, still human. But what would you become if you could escape this frame? Where then would the limits lie? The screeching stops. The machine powers down, dropping the bay into darkness. In the toy compartment, the ship mind is whole again. You reach up and take it down, heavy and cold to the touch. Is Neovend inside this thing, or did the process fail? There's only one way to know. Time to find another nest to slot them into.
Now we get to have the fun of all the existential parts of this game, which are insanely well written.
Oh. Yeah. I love I love that shit.
Oh yeah, no, it only gets better from here. Here they like just show, these are our chops that'll keep you coming back. Next game, this is what we were cooking.
Imprinted ship. Okay, I was like, that'd be real funny.
I'd love that.
That'd be real funny because then they would literally fuck off.
Okay, where are we heading?
Hey, yo. Throwing our boy in.
So we'll have to do that on 3 separate days?
Nope.
Oh.
We need one more key.
And that's the node that we need to get.
Oh. It's very cool. Alright. Now we gotta make a little bit of money so that we can buy some food.
Yeah. Should we go to the shop? To the bar?
We could go to the bar. I wonder if this actually...
No, I don't know if it does. I mean, we can try it. To see
Yeah,
if it
I'm
does
curious. I
something.
want to see if it what this does. 100% positive. Because it's risky. I don't want. No money from it. All right. In that case, I know where this. I'm
Yep.
90% sure still gives us money.
Yeah, money and cash. Or money and
Yeah, money and energy. That's real good. We could finish this. We have a very good chance of finishing it with this.
yeah. I think we'll go for it because we need more food, just to keep our other stuff up.
Ooh.
A fail.
But we did still get some cryo. I'm just gonna use our 6.
Okay.
Sleeper!
You see Fang coming up the corridor as you step out of Mingi's. The kelp noodle smell still clinging to your clothes. He comes up fast and stops close, looking around suspiciously.
Don't have long. Take these.
Palms you a couple of metal, thumbnail-sized drives. Ripper worms.
My slate's been buzzing like crazy. It seems your delivery shifts have turned up our 2 targets. I knew you...
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
He squeezes your shoulder.
I knew you could do it. Now we nailed those snakes.
I think this is
Ready.
you, Aqua.
I said I'm ready.
Oh, missed it, sorry.
Good to hear it.
He smiles.
Hardin's boys are all connected by some kind of closed network. You break the access protocols on both of them, you should be able to gain the location of the nearest network ports. Slot the Ripper Worms in those ports, 1 each, and they'll feed me anything and everything stored on Hardin's Shadow Network.
He smiles.
Can't wait to see what juicy plans they have in here.
You hear the scuff of boots as a group comes up the corridor, likely on their way to the place in order with Ming-Gi. You turn for a second, and when you look back, Fang is already halfway down the corridor in the opposite direction. He raises a hand in farewell, and is gone. You run your fingers over the tiny ripper worm drives in your pocket, and smile to yourself as you wonder how mad Jenna will be at Fang for this little excursion. Time to slot some worms.
I also just realized something. Fang is a morally upright blue-collar Edward Snowden.
Such a wild comparison, but you're not, like, wrong. It's just a wild comparison.
I know a lot of random...
Oh, sorry.
No, I was saying, like, I have a very wide esoteric berth of random knowledge that I can draw from.
Harden agent. I hate when it just doesn't hover for some reason. Like, it doesn't...
Well, my question is, are you using controller or mouse and keyboard for this?
Mouse.
'Cause I found mouse and keyboard, while it was designed for it, is not super intuitive because they don't really tell you what the control system is. I played on controller because at least then it was one thumbstick moves you up and down your areas.
I mean, yeah, I will say just the scroll wheel works really well. It's just for some reason occasionally, and I think it's just like some randomly... Yeah, it's things that aren't, like, necessarily key at that time. Damn it, we can't get the key node right now. We might be able to...
I think the rest of these are ones.
Yeah, they're... Yes. But this is Harden Agent. There we go. I wanted to check these, because these are new. I thought you could use Ripper Worms here. But you probably need to unlock them for... The Harden Agents, yeah. See, the Harden Agents we need to use Ripper Worms on, but you need to unlock the nodes first, then use the Ripper Worm on it. But they're the new ones. And I think yeah, these are 1 and 3, and then the Yadigan Agents are 1 and 3. And I'm pretty sure the... Haven Age Agents... Oh, Haven Age Agent is actually 2 or 3.
We got it too. Nice.
I will say this, though. We are still trying to get Neoven protected, and look at how high Hunter is right now.
Well, I'm aware, but there's no way for us to do Neovend without activating the Hunter one more time. Literally no way. Because in order to activate Neovend, we need to get this node right here so we can get the key so that we can
the last thing.
So we can get the last area up here, this one down here, because we need a key to do that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yep, and we can only get that from the node.
Yeah,
so no matter what, we're gonna have to fuck with the Hunter. So I think we should fuck with the Hunter now before we... Either we fuck with the Hunter... Oh, no, because the Hunter might take away our stability. So we want to rest, then fuck with the Hunter.
Yeah. We want to use up our stability a little bit.
Yeah.
So let's use this 2 on something else. Something that doesn't have like a risk reward to it.
Babysitting Mina. Hey, and that +1 energy means we can sleep without any negative consequences.
Hell yeah.
Be so blessed.
Yeah, right.
I say having to now, if I get this job I'm looking into, wake up at like 5 a.m. every day.
Oof. We are starving. Bum ba dum bum 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 bum. Bye. All right. Before we start this day, I'm gonna let you all strategize about what the plan should be as our ad break finishes up, and I'm gonna go to the restroom really quick. BRB.
I need to grab me some food eventually, but we might need to stop the stream soon because it's been a few hours as well.
Yeah, this game has a bad problem of super absorbing people.
Yeah.
Like I'm glad I was between jobs when the second game came out because I probably put like 160 hours into the second game, not intentionally. I was just like, oh. I'm glad someone called me for an interview at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll also do a quick bio break real quick.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel the hunger. Need to
I'm
make
hungry.
to foods.
Well, it sounds like everyone is reaching a tired point. We could call it here. Fresh day, new plan, come to it next time and figure out what to do.
Yeah, I think that sounds good.
I'm
well,
fine with
we
that.
did an exact 3-hour stream. Not exactly, but you know what I mean. We did a 3-hour stream. That's pretty good to me. To my lovely 3 viewers who have tuned in for the rest of this, I will assume... Oh, we got ad break for 20 seconds. So I'll wait for the 20 seconds. Just on that off chance that they're not one of the... That they're not subbed and they're hanging out.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what?
That was feeling.
No harm in sending y'all over there. I was gonna say y'all just disperse. To my lovely 3 viewers, y'all just disperse and go do what you want. But it can't hurt to send y'all to Skelly. So I'm gonna raid over there. If you feel like watching Skelly do some cute little cat stuff and talk about Art Fight, that is a good place to hang out. Anyways,
Scrunkly.
and you can get a bit scrunkly. Thank you all for showing up. Anyone who watched, thank you all for hanging out. Anyone who is here, and I hope to see people again in the future. And Vaughn, once again, as usual, thank you for showing me this. Aqua, Ray, thank you for being my chill co-hosts for this game.
Hell yeah. This has
Yeah.
been. I've been enjoying this story.
Mm-hmm.
Quite a
Citizen Sleeper is very good story, and I do enjoy that. And I'm excited to check out more of it. All right, y'all. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Well, bye now.